salvation just don't just fall. You want to get a news update, my brother, don't just fall. You want to know what is happening, moreover, don't just fall. Politicians want to make a decision, just don't just fall. You want to know what happening in the ministry, don't just fall.
Hello and welcome to the program Spoon Talk, your most informative program. Listen to, watch, fellow Liberians. My name is Baron Brown. I'm here tonight. Dr. Richardson, good evening for mine.
Hi, Byron. How are you doing?
Well, I'm okay. Tell God thank you, and I hope everything is okay with you as well.
Yeah, can't complain. Of course, I tell God thank you too.
Yeah.
Can't complain. I woke up today. I can smell, I can see, I can feel, I can
Mhm.
hear. So that's really a blessing.
Yeah, and that's the greatest of all. Once you have good life, you just have to tell God thank you for good health condition. And for me, I'm always happy that the rich is in
Mhm.
just for good health.
I noticed that.
Yes.
I noticed that. So I want to just welcome everyone to the show today. Welcome you to Spoon Talk. If you did not share the show already, please go ahead and share the show, and also call your friends so you guys can listen together and discuss the issues. As always, we promise to have a spirited conversation with you. And I know that you're going to enjoy the show. This is your radio station, so definitely just let us know how we're doing. All of those viewers that are in the commentator section, we welcome you as well. And we want you to interact and write down your thoughts and feelings about the show. Um, so today, I understand we have our guest on the show today, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we're looking forward to our guest. I'll let you see him when he comes in. I'm not going to announce his name because he wanted to uh, keep his, identity until he gets into the station. So yeah. So Byron, what's going on in the country? Let us know, and then I'll welcome some of our guests to the show, our listeners.
Well, we have so many trending news in the country. Uh District 8 representative aspirant, and by the way, he was defeated few years ago by Representative Akaras Gray, Rufus Nivea.
Mm-hmm.
He's an aspirant though. And of District number 8, he's proposing that a resolution should be signed by all presidential and legislative aspirants aimed at committing to a 20% reduction in their salaries and benefits. And that's a proposal. According to him, he believes that the fact that you want to run for, contest as a representative or president or senator, you should make a commitment. They all should come together, to agree that yes, our salary should be reduced. So that's a proposal by him. And there are many people who are discussing that today on all of their platforms, and it is also trending now in the country. Additionally, Mr. Alexander Cummings, the political leader of the, or let's say, Alternative National Congress, sorry, the ANC, he has expressed frustration over deplorable road conditions in the southeastern region. A few days ago, he visited Maryland County, where he was received by many people, Mr. Cummings. I know you laughing at that, Richardson, but
Yes,
according to him, yes,
I
when
saw
he
it.
came back, yeah, when he came back, he expressed his frustration about the bad road condition in the identical part of the country. On the contrary, there are all other people who are condemning him. He's a public figure, though. They are condemning why he used the route of the, I call it, Ivory Coast,
Mhm.
allegedly, because I cannot a 20K that used the Ivory Coast route to enter Maryland County. You
Mhm.
know, political pundits believe he should have used, the main corridor to enter Maryland County. Howbeit these are political times, though. On the flip side, uh, President George Weah, he dedicated new and refurbished buildings for AFL soldiers in what's the name of the area? That's in McGibby County. President George Weah, that's a good news, for our security personnel. And today that program was held, and we saw all of the officers. They were there. Prince Johnson, General Prince C. Johnson, and Daniel Ziagan, and the defense minister. They were all there today. So basically, those are some of the trending news that we have in the country for now.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's awesome. I want to just
Mm.
add that I read something that sort of touched my heart today, and it was the conditions of children in the street in Liberia. Uh, the Minister of Gender said that there are over 366,000 children in the streets in Monrovia that are living in such a dehumanized condition. And they said Montserrat had the highest amount of children living in the street. They also mentioned Riverside having 100 children in the street. One of the good things they said, I think it's a start, although I would like to see more of it. They have established, I think the Ministry of Labor have established.
That originally your line is breaking up. I
Oh,
don't know
I'm
whether it's
sorry.
from my side or from your end. Your line
Oh,
is breaking up.
can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead. Anyway, it is raining in Liberia, so
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, so
weather condition for
I was saying that there was news about children in the streets in the paper, one of the papers I read today, and there are over 300,000 children in the streets of Monrovia, according to the Ministry of Gender. And Montserrat has the highest amount of children in the street. I believe they have 153 over 153,000 children. And Riverside has about 100 children in the streets. And one of the
mm,
good things that they were saying is that they have like safe houses. I think there's three safe houses the Ministry of Labor has, and they are going to be using one out of the three safe houses for children who are in the streets. I think it would be a good thing to get more safe houses because you're talking about 300,000 children. Just one is not going to be good enough, but it's a good start. And they said
mm,
that they're going to start inspecting businesses that use child labor in their businesses. They're going to be inspecting them and making sure that they don't use children to do chores like cooking and cleaning and all of those things. So I thought that was really good. And they're also going to be looking around for children that are involved in smoking and drinking and taking drugs. So I thought that was a good start for the Ministry of Gender and the Ministry of Labor. So that was exciting to me. Um,
mm.
I also have some concerns, Chair Byron, about uh, the logging business in Liberia. I think there in Barpalu, they said that there were logging trafficking going on in that area. People were cutting down our trees, about 60,000 worth of trees, and sending them to Korea. So two Koreans were involved, and about seven Liberians were involved in this scheme of cutting the trees down without having proper papers to ship the trees out of Liberia. I think the trucking company was involved, shipping company was involved, and some Liberians. And so they were just going to the forest and illegally without getting permit from the Ministry of the Agency of Forestry, the FDA, without getting any permit from the FDA. They were just going to forest and take the trees and then make money from the trees. And these were really good trees that are used to build ship and outdoor furnitures in other parts of the world. So this is how we're losing our resources in the country. This is not the first story I've read about taking logs illegally out of the country. I believe there's another story that happened in Riverside County where a company by the name of, I believe, E&J company, they went in Riverside and made an arrangement with the community people there, telling them they were going to build schools and, build well for them, and they never did any of that. They took the people, forests, the log that are in the forest, and ship it out of the country, and never even built anything in the country. So this is how we are
mm,
losing again our resources. Our country is so rich, but people are doing things illegally and not paying our government or paying for the value of the logs that is shipping out of the country. So I think that's something that we need to, our government or somebody need to look into that. Yeah. So those,
Dr. Richardson,
mhm.
can I can I come in?
Sure, you can.
Yes, thank you. It takes me to, or it brings me to what I want to say, just to add up about the issue of drugs, because you just mentioned about, I think, Zogo or whatever,
Hmm.
the issue of, people consuming, drugs. But
Hmm.
I think there's a internal crisis, ongoing crisis in our country, a war in our country. There's a substance. I haven't seen that, but it is called Kush. I have almost 10 videos in my phone, and I'm going to share that with you. Kush. Can you imagine this is now making rounds on the social media? Young people are taking this identical drugs in, you know. I mean, it is so dangerous. And you'll see babies, they are all standing in the street. When they consume this identical drug, you see them, standing, some will start running, doing all sort of things. So I just decided to bring this out, what the authority can do, who is responsible, who is bringing this identical substance into the country. Kush. I think it is spelled Kush. Kush.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, we talked about, the spread of drugs in our country not long ago, and I'm sure that this is an ongoing conversation. It's really bad because when you're addicted to drugs, to stop, using, and it's really hard. It's one of the hardest condition to treat because the body gets used to this substance, and then when you don't have it, you crave, you want it. That's what you keep on wanting it. And once you take it, you get in an altered state where you sometimes you don't even know what you're doing or where you are, or it's not a good thing. So I'll encourage the young people not to use it, and then I'll encourage, there's many stakeholders here that can help our children with this. We call it disease. Basically, it's almost like a disease now. Um, you know,
Mhm.
a pandemic that's happened in our country. So there's many stakes. There's illegal stakeholders. There's family members who are stakeholders. The people who are bringing the drugs in the country, they need to be arrested and stopped. So there's a lot of different people that should be involved in um, stopping drugs from coming into our country. So yeah, it's a bad thing. It's not good. But if children, if you listen to us, adults, if you listen to us, drugs are not good for you at all because you can get addicted. And once you get addicted, it's hard to stop. Your body gets accustomed to that altered way of thinking, and you always want it. Is really, addiction is not a good disease at all. Even no matter which part of the world you are, it's hard to treat. So don't even try to start it. Whatever you're going through, find somebody to talk to. Talk to friends, family, pastors, but using drug is not the way. Yeah. So Sharon Brown, that's Kush
Mhm.
is bad. Is really bad. Okay, let me
Uh,
just welcome as we wait for um, our guests to come in and other panelists to roll in. As you probably know, they are at work. So let me just welcome some of our guests here, okay? I see, and I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just looking on it to see who's here. Esther Mame Kawulu is here. She's watching from Fargo. Esther, hello, how you doing? Soul Power is here. Uh, thank you. How are you doing? Uh, Tatas T. Ketter is also here. Pay Edward is here. Thank you. Tippos PK Denster. Thank you for being here, Tippos. You always here. Daniel Dennis is here. Moses Kamara is also here. Um, Setiwan Jepar is here. Setiwan Jepar, he's always here too. Thank you for being here. Hashim Famula is here as well. Eden Moore, thank you, Eden, for coming to Spoon today. Francis Weir is watching as well from Pennsylvania. Josepha is watching. Uh, J. Melvin Tarley is watching from Istanbul, Turkey. I really like when I see Spoon in different parts of the world. Sometimes I get thrilled about that. It just tells me how widespread Spoon is. Uh, People from all over are watching. Um, Patrick Smith is watching from Gibson Avenue. Gedwa Zeze Flomo is also watching. Alfred K. Sei is watching. Thank you for being here, Alfred. Miss Papa TT is also watching. Tokba Alfonso Juti is watching from Johnsonville. Thank you for being here. Moses Gue is watching from where is Moses? I just saw you escape you going. James Ekali is watching from Grand Bassa, Buchanan. Baker Ramsey is from People City. Also, I like to see people outside of Monrovia watching the show too, so that's good. People City is here. Um, Besa Loma is watching from Georgia, New Georgia, Garnersville. Uh, Ama Kruma is also watching us. Thank you for being here. Tita Dwe is watching. Tita, thank you for joining us today. Please share the show. Mr. Peter Zeze is watching from Nimba County, Botuo, Nimba County. Mr. Zeze, thank you for being here. Jay Reeves is watching from Japan. Thank you for joining us. And Gam, oh, I'm sorry, that name just went so fast. Guys, the thing is just going too fast. I can't even keep track of it. I'm trying to catch it. Uh, so let me see, who did I get here? I just went back up to it. Emmanuel Jimmy Bokai is watching from Painesville City. Thank you so much for being here. Yaya Kamara. Yaya, thank you for joining us. Share the show if you didn't share already. Please do so. Elu Eskane is watching us from Monrovia. Lou Cooper is watching us from Atlanta, Georgia. Lou, thank you for being here. Musu Tum, if it's the Musu Tum that I know, one of my mother's good friend, and my father, her husband was my father's good friend. Thank you so much for joining. I haven't seen you for a long time, but thank you for being here. Sumo Duwana is here watching from Funjima Lufa. Benny G. DeBoss is watching from Buchanan. Ba Abraham is also watching from Thinkers Village. Ba Abraham. Masa Sambula is watching. She says, good evening, folks. Olivia Anderson is watching from Virginia, USA. Robin Sea is watching. She said, I follow you guys religiously from Garnersville. She said, Dave Brigmoff Open Community. Oh, I thought you were saying something. So there's a Dave Brigmoff Open Community. Montserrat County and Vera S.W. Wallace. Vera, thank you for watching. I always see you, your name. Anthony Jala is watching from Funjima, Lufa County. Abraham Roberts, thank you for being here. Augustine Tarzo is watching from India. All the Liberians in India, I want to send you a special hello to you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here, every one of you being here today. Um, Ben Way, where we are? I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry, Ben, if I'm not pronouncing your name right, but you from Chancellor, Arizona. Arizona is in the house. Kathman Fangalo is from Iraq. He's watching. Kathman, thank you for being here. Um, Israel Amara is watching from Kira Street as well, Central Monrovia. Saria White Page is watching from North Korea. Thank you for being here. Master Pace Setter, I'm watching my dear astute sister, Dr. Richardson. Please pronounce my name. Oh, Master Pace Setter, I'm pronouncing your name. I'm calling you. Monica Goa is here. Jesse M. Gay is also here from Barnesville, Liberia. Man Jenison, thank you. She always this Man Jenison, whether it's he or she, they're always here. Watching from India. Favor J. Woods, what we said. Favor J. Woods, we said is watching from Dubai. Thank you for joining us. Garson J. Knight is watching from Dubai. We got two Dubais and people watching from Dubai in the house. Tita Dwe is watching, and Abel Yuma Plaki is also watching. Well, I want to tell all of you, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you being on the show. I'm going to bring in Mr. Fagon, who waited until I said hello to all my cousins and friends before he came in. Before he came to the back, to the set, because he doesn't want to say hello to you guys. He doesn't want to join me. So let me start the show by saying that. All right, I'm going to bring Mr. Fagon in so we can have a conversation. So you waited for me to say hello to everybody, all my cousins and all my friends. Then you just show up. That's how it is.
Yeah, your best friend has Stanton. Why you calling to come with your family? And I have two been blocking me a few days. Y'all been blocking me and passing over my head. Y'all too.
Don't worry, you just show up whenever you want to show up and then start making noise.
He call your hair today, so you'll be shining.
So you just show up and jump into the show.
Yes. He come in there quick. You don't even look at soon you see Dr. Francine. Anyway. No. He come in made no yet. But today's show promises to be fiery.
Yes.
And let me greet Baron. Baron, how's the fallback position?
Fallback position is okay. Honorable Minister, how you coming on? The masses headquarters, the people's stadium.
Can I get a list of those who owe you, especially for the root battle you get there, McBeya?
After you're gonna say, can we get the list of the people who endorse Senator?
Welcome.
Yeah.
No. They got one drink to
the Richardson, are you there?
You can hear me, huh, Chairman Barr?
You are clear. You know, the weather is bad in Liberia. You know, the country is abnormal. Whenever the rain falls, it affects everything.
Oh, okay. But anyway, Mr. Fagon was talking about your root battle, something like that. You heard him?
Yes.
He said,
Mr. Fagon, are you there?
I'm here. How much for a shot of Bayang Betuma?
Which one is Bayang Betuma?
Your root battle ain't got need to your shot.
Oh, root, we won't get it, man. We won't get root for now. By the grace of God, next week was.
I see why the LRA people decided to give you warning because you never have Bayang there. But anyway, we're here today. I don't know if our guest is around. We're supposed to have a guest today, but I don't know if the guest is around.
Yeah.
But Dr. Francine, I'm here. You say, I thought you're going to talk about the list of the people who endorse President We Are. The only thing I can tell you, it's been the greatest comedy on social media for the last 2 days. That's because you are in the CDC and then you endorse yourself. You marry to somebody, and then they say both of you together on the same. You know, it's really a tough thing, and it's tough because these are some of the things I would have advised the president against. Sir Joseph cannot endorse President Weah. Dixon Sibo and Akaras Gray cannot endorse President Weah. It's not like that. Morris Setuma can endorse President Weah because he's from the Unity Party. But Morris Setuma knows that he cannot get 10% of the vote in Bumi, not 10. Not even 5% of the vote. Morris Setuma will be jobless in 2024. I don't care whether Kumi's carrying him, Ma Ellen walking all around, Jawia put a hand up. In fact, if Jawia is supposed to get 1 vote in Bumi, putting Setuma hand up in Bumi will reduce it to 0. Because Snow is not running for president, for senator again.
He's not?
No, Snow got 9 years.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know? But Setuma has been there, I know how many years? I think 2 terms, almost. And he got, look, you know what? Maybe I will send Diamond some clips. Me and Setuma from the same town. It was my father, Thomas Jalak B. Fangon, that brought Setuma to go to school in Morovia. So Setuma is my own big brother. And I've interviewed all the people. They tell me, Fangon, don't waste your time. I had to be serving in the government. I had to help to renovate the clinic, help to renovate the district, city hall, renovated the school, and I have videos and pictures. Setuma don't know the Dewen people. People don't understand. There are 2 groups of people in Bumi. The Vice are in Cape Mount. The Gola and the Danes are in Bumi. Setuma is a Dane. Setuma has done absolutely nothing for the people of Dewen district. And, I mean, I don't know how to say it. So, but what I'm trying to say is, Setuma comes to endorse you from the UP. That's an endorsement. But he says, Sir Joseph, Akaros Gray, Tyson Sibo, what? That is not an endorsement.
So what about in the last election when the Unity Party senators endorsed Buckeye? They were Bonnie in there and all of those guys. They were all from the same party.
19 senators endorsed Joseph Buckeye.
Yes. What about that?
Yeah. What is wrong with that picture again? Is that you are looking for endorsements. Those people are already in your party.
Exactly.
It is the same error, nothing different. Oh, Eugene Fagon endorsed Spoon TV. I'm a member. The fact that I'm a member means I endorse them already. That's exactly why I'm with them. Because I believe in them. I believe in the political ideology. I believe in the platform. So now Dr. Richardson coming endorsed ANC today. Oh, CPP. And then Salimatu will endorse CPP. And Asif Atupa will endorse CPP. Then what is that?
Maybe they're just holding on to, you know, the last moments of being in CDC because historically, our people tend to elect new legislators.
You know the funny thing. You know the funny thing about that thing. They line everybody up. And when President Weah saw the football field half, he was a little upset. Because you say 56 lawmakers, meaning they have constituencies.
You should have brought people.
Like Setuma, una Setuma one when the una thing I went with Setuma was a 10 speed and brown shoe. That's it. Setuma didn't carry no human being. Political endorsements should have weight. Like you either a financier or you are an opinion leader or you are a statesman or you somebody. But you in the party, you endorse yourself. It doesn't make sense. Absolutely no sense. I can tell you that starting now. There he comes. Speaking of the devil, shows up.
We can't hear you. We're not hearing you.
Hey, you're not hearing him.
But I'm not speaking, so you're not hearing me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were hearing.
I'm waiting for you to invite. I'm waiting for you to invite me. I'm waiting for you to invite me on. I just do not interrupt.
All right, don't invite. Just let you myself be talking.
I do not interrupt like Fagon. You know, I'm trying to be very, very respectful of the program that Richardson.
It's true, Dr. Richardson. He does not interrupt, but he intercepts.
I do not. I intercept certain things, certain objects, flying objects. Flying objects.
Yeah, you're speaking good English here to know intercept and interrupt.
Yeah.
And then you both are intertwined.
Look at that.
Oh. Hey, someone be speaking BB boy.
Yeah, be speaking there, yo. All right. You speaking attitude English here, intertwine, huh?
I'm from
Richardson, don't laugh with
Georgia
this man too much,
West.
man.
Richardson,
don't laugh with this guy too much. This guy, I don't know why are you blaming, putting all the things. Personally, we are saying in his program yesterday, he built roads. The best government since 1847.
Really?
That's what he said. He said the best government. Hey, I think I get dry face.
Okay, but in defense of what he said in the reverse, let's look at it this way. To some degree, he's saying true. Ask me now, what is true?
The truth is that it's the worst government since 1822.
The man said, he didn't say worst, he said the best. How is it the best? You gotta look at how he said the best. Eh?
No, but we're gonna come.
Wait. How many auditors die? He says yes. 8 auditors.
But that would not make you the best, though.
But people best are doing certain things, man.
So they are best by killing people.
How you think the men carry war best? By doing what? Playing football.
Playing soccer, yep.
Okay, so if Ellie made people make $150 US monthly, which was the minimum wage, and you made them make $45, who's the best? If people were buying bag of rice during
no, but man, we gotta tell our people that we got let be fair, Dr. Richardson. President, we will play the clip, right? So the president say his government. I want us to understand why we wait for our guests tonight, because we got somebody very surprising coming on. But the mindset of the Liberian people, though, what kind of dry face is that, Dr. Richardson? People they have not gotten paid for almost 6 months, and the president say his government is the best government.
Oh, Eli, were you?
He built empty buildings. He called them hospital. They are not operating. Yes, sir. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, sir. I'll call you. They are not operating, right? Empty buildings. And he said his government is the best government. Children begging with placard, Mr. Comey, help pay our teachers' salary. We're begging you. And the only thing, personal way I can say, I pay WIAC fee. Okay. But go to LU, go to Tottenham High, and the president want to celebrate that his government is the best government. He out of the country for 48 to 51 days. He fly private jet worth $250,000 per trip. The mindset of this man, and he's saying his government is the best government. we're going to open the phone line Dr. Richardson, and let's ask the Liberian people. Is the Liberian president, Dr. George Manawia, you can give him all the doctoral degree, the honorary degree. Is he in his right mind? Is he okay? Or he was on a little bit of Hennessy XO?
I think the question should be straight. Is he the best president since 1847? Let the people be the deciding factor.
Okay, we will ask that question.
$140 million worth for drugs. Like, you have never seen that kind of drugs before?
Hey, Dr. Richardson, you are free to speak. Oh, don't let her do the thing. Oh. But for the president to say his government is the best government, something is, even those that were sitting behind him was shaking their head. We can play the video. They were shaking their head. Is that, hey, Mr. President, you're wrong on this one. I tell you, this is your campaign message. There's something wrong with you.
Top one time, you had
people
LMC,
people
Goldman,
die.
Lamco, all the companies in the whole country looking at America. Ghanaians were coming to Liberia to shopping. Ghanaians were coming.
My man, no, let me hold you right there. Ghanaians in Sierra Leone were sending the children to live in Liberia to go to school.
To
go to school.
We had a Une medical school.
My man, I will hold you right there. As much I was much younger, when they were building, at that time it wasn't NTA, it was M.
Yes.
MTA.
Monrovia Transit Authority.
Yes. And everybody know in Ghana's right? When they were building, we were much younger because we live right behind MTA, where you get zinc yam. Across from MTA, you know what kind of factory was that? Biscuit factory.
Yeah.
You have sugar factory.
Flour.
You have flour factory.
Then you have Mojako.
I will say this, and people from that place will understand. We used to stay on the road when the people coming from work, right? Dr. Richardson, you were in Boma at that time. They used to give us the biscuit. The different biscuit, they used to give it to us. When you go there, bag, Marie biscuit, they would give them a run home.
Wow, Marie biscuit was produced in Liberia.
My man, yes. Dr. Richardson, for President, we had to lie to the Liberian people yesterday and honor his government, Unsolved, the death. And I was talking today, yesterday I spoke to somebody, please don't, is that you, Fago? I spoke to what's the man name? Peters, the late Fago, what's the guy name? I spoke to his wife. Abba Peters. I spoke to his wife. Yes, I'm going to give her a call. Yeah, we are muted, Fago. You are muted.
The people naming a factory for you. Mattress
I
factory.
know, because shoe factory. Yes.
Cow factory. Kano factory.
My man, I said we were picking it. That's what Richard said. My brother used to call me Igor Baby. He would put me on the bicycle. And we'll go all the way down. Why they name the place Chicken Soup Factory?
Zinc Factory.
Why they name it Zinc Factory? Why they name it Chicken Soup Factory? That's our area.
Yeah.
Then let's talk about the school.
People
Project
bringing
School in
memories,
Stephen Tower Estate. No, let's try to help our Liberians people tonight. People will walk through Chicken Soup Factory, take the bar road to go to Stephen Tower Estate, Dr. Richardson, to attend Project School. I will remember this thing. Lunchtime, we eating. You know the color they used to fry, the carefree color, and all the oil dripping from it. We enjoy ourselves with it. And we come home. My study class t-shirt name was Roosevelt. Roosevelt will come there. You don't know your two times. The children have no after-school program today. They go to school hungry, they go back home hungry. Then, President, we are lying to the Liberian people, saying his government is the best. Hey, my people. I mean, let's have that debate all day. Let's talk the issue.
Yeah, something
But go ahead, Dr. Richardson, talk to us, because Beaumont, my father was one of the legal representatives at Beaumont. We know what happened in Beaumont.
Laranco. Laranco is the best speaker.
Yeah. Something happened to our country. Yeah, something happened. Something happened.
Shoe factory. We used to go buy our uniform, and when you buy a uniform from Oreo, that means
hey, forget it. and you gotta press it. You know how you can take the kernel and rub it on your uniform? Then you
And
press
you
it on
press
the kernel. Then it's so straight.
And it's stand up. Your trousers must stand up on the ground by itself. It must
Then
stand
you're
up.
telling us that your government is the best government since 1847. President Weah was on Hennessy XO. President Weah was on something.
What? No, that one part you get point today.
But I always get point.
Your sabu here gets on the inside.
No, but I always get point, my man. They don't mess that lying to the people. Then he stop lying to the people, man. He have never brought in. Listen. He have never brought in any factory, any.
No, wait. I agree with you. The man web says you're going to bring in hair factory. Allah.
That's true.
Yeah, she did. She brought in hair. They were all
coming in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You get her 700,000 every year on the budget. You increasing it. She said she would bring her factory where? She took it to Jamaica. Where's she from? No, not about me. She took the money to Jamaica.
Somebody built a mansion. Somebody built a capital building, the Bay Information Ministry. Elinkin, the Chinese people built an extension. You met JFK there. Telecom was still there. You gave it to Letepco. Or Central Bank, you just met it there. Everything, you met everything. You say your government the best because you build inner city road connectivity with this and that versus this.
Let's talk about the issue that Richardson, don't look at me tonight. Don't look at me. I'm going crazy because President Weah lied to the Liberian people.
No,
since
I think Joey said laughing. They play.
Come on, man. Since 1847, you have a finance minister. You have a finance minister that created what they call harmonization. Since 1847, your government, the people decreased themselves into the worst poverty ever. Since 1847,
they put talking about Monserrato group of companies.
You know what you use on your jaw to that place? Companies. Let everybody tell you about microfish. Have you eaten microfish? Amen.
Microfish. Monserrato group of companies.
Don't do this to us. Then the president will sit down. The worst and dirtiest city ever in the history of Liberia under Jefferson Koji, city of Monrovia. The worst and dirtiest city. When you get Akaris Mose Gray, people all on the street.
Oh, remember,
and the president is happy to tell Liberians that his government is the best government since 1847.
What happened to vacation school jobs?
Yeah, man. We did it at the gas station. Let me, you're in Liberia. We did it for a couple of hours because we're on vacation. I remember Jimmy Jodokon. I was telling Jimmy Jodokon, two of my sisters, Mevina and Patricia, we were all in Jimmy Jodokon. My other sister was in St. Michael. My brother. Amen. We will put our 2 sticks in the tire with soap water. We can run anywhere, anytime in the night.
2 sticks in the milk cup.
My man, we get on our bus kiriki and we'll run throughout the city. Yes. My child is your child. My children are protected and your children are protected. They will be up on the street 6, 7 o'clock at night. And yes, indeed, the woman in the area, the man Philly, the man Pana, Mrs. Bada, they will say you better go home. They will pull you by the ear and take you home.
Oh,
and your man will slap you on the head and say, go home.
Somebody said sour Texas.
Hey! Sour Texas. We go in the whole old house.
Yeah.
I can still show you the map. I heard myself on my crazy boom.
But man, come on, man. I lay one side on the sour Texas, half of my butt almost there.
How can President Weah say, and let's bring in Councilor Lamik Pako on this one. How can the president have a dry face? Dr. Richardson, you know what we used to do? Yeah, I beg you. Y'all got to unmute Councilor Chairman Barrow. You know what we used to do, Dr. Richardson? We used to create and build and do our own soap. We would go behind Zinkham, children playing. We go fishing, catch crab, catch our duka, Catch our, yeah, man, don't tell us this thing. We live a happy, our upbringing was unique. Now the children cannot be children in Liberia because they got to do forced labor. Honor this government. The lay children and they're sleeping with them.
Yeah.
Honor this government. You know how many of them the president get?
Yeah, so
man, go ahead, Councilor Kpako, talk to us, my brother. Put us in slow jam.
That Mr. Weir, you know, he's made that statement many times before. I mean, I remember at one point he said he's the best president in the last 100 years. But for him to now extend it back to 1847 or 1822, it's interesting. But I mean, anybody who's
my friend, man, they make up for your in small current, they make for your
no, for me, ordinarily, I will not even talk about this.
I'm gonna tell you, man, to put the volume up. Your volume is slow. Let him increase the volume, please.
Yeah. So ordinarily, I will not even discuss this issue because it's an information on the face of it that is not true. I mean, for people who did not live in Liberia prior to this government coming to power, for the people who were born probably maybe since 1990 or maybe the mid 80s, I can't remember anything. You can say stuff like that to them, and they probably may believe you. Even though I doubt that they will believe you, because if you compare the government doing Mrs. Shalif, as horrible as that government was, if you compare the 12 years to the 5.5 years you guys have had, it goes without saying, it defies logic to think that they've done better, let alone going back 100 years. Liberia has had real horrible governments, but this one, you know, it taps everything. The particular group taps everything. So for the president to continue saying that thing that now since 1847 or since 1822, which is 200 years ago, is the best or the best government ever, is a laughable proposition. But again, anybody who's read 1984, if any of you guys have read 1984, George Orwell's book, that's exactly what happens. You know, this the dystopia that book shows, that what they say, they will reduce the chocolate ration, and then in the next news flash, they will say the government had produced more chocolate than any other time before, after they had produced it. Yeah, you read that book, you see that exactly what it is that dystopia, that dystopian logic. That's what I'm not sure whether the president actually really understands the kind of level of politicking or, you know, or mesmerization. I don't know what he really understands. So maybe by accident.
I think, Councilor, anything someone try to tell the president, he believe it. That line in the speech was written by Samuel Toy. Tomorrow, the president will come by and say since 1822.
If you give him that excuse, then you're trying to say that he doesn't have any control over himself.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Listen, Councilor. You got to understand me. You got to understand me when I say this to you. What the president say, we have a former deputy minister on the show. He will tell you, if he chooses to tell you. The president, he does not control himself. He only say what people want him to say. You know what the president control? Two things the president control, you must give it to him. His community and the bar. You must give him those things. I ain't going there. You gotta leave me alone on that one. That two things the president have complete control over. Complete control.
You're mad at him.
Anything. Let me say this to you. Yeah, take it like that. The man said, "Where dear?" He said, "Where dear?" Come Tabatacho.
I don't understand that language now. So
I'm not saying it to you for you to understand. Just let it pass. Those that have ears, let him hear. Let her hear. We can't speak bad. The president, like cool man, he understand it. Two things the president understand.
What do you play the med defense? You play the med defense.
What do you mean? The ma and the community. Anything that have to do with the government, the president care less. Anything that have to do with the people of Liberia, he care less, Dr. Richardson. As evident by
It's sad for
The
our country.
president just don't know whether the people have taken pay. Because Senator will say the IMF promised 5.8 million will take that one and reallocate it. That's the fact. It's no joke. We are not here just beating Jump. We know who we're talking about.
But how can your government
when
be
you
the
think
best?
When you think Bill Torrey was strong? Because every week, Carrasco will go to Freeport and collect the personal aid team without question.
So how are they accounting? How are they accounting for that?
That you ask for accounting. Go ask the auditor that died. You will get your answer.
Wow.
But man, listen, our country is in such a mess.
My thing is this, Lami. Take for instance, Zoga stood up and said, we went to this donor conference. We raised 28,000. We were targeting 13 million. You are targeting 13 million.
13.9.
And you couldn't even raise 100,000 US. But then our partners from the international community put monies together and gave you $1 million last year. Till today, it cannot be accounted for. This year, they gave you another 1 million for the very people that you are giving drugs to, whether directly or indirectly. What do I mean by that? You have been accused of being a part of the drug cartel. You said, no, I'm not a part. Well, then you are the chief law enforcement officer in the country. Protect our youths. You have failed to do that. So indirectly, you are hurting them. And then someone comes out and says, here is $1 million. Let's see if we can give them some treatment and help them out. You clear it. This year, they gave you another $1 million. You clear it. And then you say your government is the best since 1847. Even E.J. Raw, who came over to America to fight for a loan for Liberia. Those days, if you came to borrow 400,000, they will ask you to pay back 500,000 with a 100,000 in interest. If you agree, then they will remove the 100,000 from the 400,000 they're giving you. They will take away the interest. And that's what they did to E.J. Raw. He came to ask for 500,000. They agreed he was going to pay back 600,000, and they removed the 100,000. So he came back with 400,000. And right at the port, while the ship was trying to dock, that's where the argument broke out. How the money became 400,000. That's why you have to be careful when you are dealing with illiterate people and uneducated people, if you like. Because at the end of the day, he's trying to explain to them how the process worked. They said, no, the 100,000 missing. They ran that bugger back into the sea. Ask for your history, they'll tell you. He drowned, and they dragged a body all the way up to that E.J. Raw building. Thus is our history. And at the end of the day, that's the government I'm not praising, but those were the people that were fighting to say, you know what, if you can't tell us the truth, or we don't know what's happening, this is what was going to happen. And here we are today, a sitting government minister confirms that, yes, we got 2 million. Last year, 1 billion. This year, 1 billion. We are yet to receive a dime. And then you mount the podium. You mount the podium and say, my government is the best since 1847. Forgetting that it just arrested you, your government just arrested $140 million worth of drugs. That 11 million went to Wells Rice. We never saw it. The stimulus package is yet to make report. And we can look at things like GSC reports. We can look at the Western cluster, $14 million weight. We can look at the road fund, $25 million gone. Musa belated debt, all those things. You say your government is the best. Lami, I think the president was joking. I think he was playing. I don't think he was serious. But now, Witherspoon has taken it to a new level, a new high. Witherspoon is not taking that. And the Liberian people, from what we're seeing on the live feed, are not taking it easy too either. They named me all the factories they had. And over the last 6 years, they've not even seen one factory. And that's just my 1 or 2 cents, Lami.
Eugene, I don't think he was joking. If you hook that man up to a lie detector test right now, I can bet you he will pass. He sincerely believed what he said, even though it's not a reality, but I'm sure he believed what he said. You know, it's a sad reality of our country presently that we have someone as leader who really doesn't care about what happening around him, who lives in a bubble, who is insulated from all the hardship. Even when he's driving every day and seeing it, but he's still kind of insulated because he's seen a real serious improvement in his own life. You know, so it really doesn't matter how the rest of the people live, you know. So I mean that's the sad reality.
If I go on, Dr. Richardson, I'm begging you. If for any reason, and listen, Liberians, join the show because our guest will soon be in studio. We're having a wonderful conversation. If for any reason you ask Joseph today whether he want to be a seditious, he will going to tell you no. If you can start this thing all over, Sir Joseph will run away. He doesn't want to be a seditious no more.
I believe you.
But he just attached right now to the CDC thing, so therefore he just cannot detach himself. Sir Joseph will travel to the United States of America. I'm using Sir Joseph as an example. He will go around and lobby. People will say your government is bad, but sir, you're a good man. People will say your president is wicked, but sir, you're a good man. You see Sir Joseph fighting, but he cannot fight against himself because he has tied himself to this government. If you ask Sir Joseph today, when there is no CDC, Sir Joseph will change. You prefer being independent than being on sedition.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, no lie. I know what I'm saying to the Liberian people, but because he's there, and it's either death or life, so Sir Joseph cannot detach himself. You can say, but why he can't? If your life is on the line and your hand is in the lion mouth, you don't want to yell while you're taking your hands out because you know what? The lion going to chop you. I will say this to you. Why you think Jefferson Koji went and target transport minister? Why is he targeting Musa Dean? Why he going after those folks? It's because he know he's doing the work of President Weah. These guys, they are empty. There's nowhere to wait. There's nowhere to give out or to give in. The fact remains is that Liberia needs to be redeemed. That's why I would say to all opposition members, fight a good fight. Surround yourself with a cause. The mindset to win. Do not attack. Do not destroy each other. And time to repair will be difficult. But some of them say, you know what, second round will support George Miller. Support him now. Because you are not an opposition. If you choose to support George Miller, we are second round, go ahead, do so. It's your right. But I'm going to say this to you. For the president to play this, can we put a clip up real quick? Because Dr. Richardson is timing me. She want me to get off. I don't know what I did to her today, though. I don't know what I did to her.
I mean, you got people crying, or some people crying. They say,
my man, what? I'm gonna get it
to catch cold breeze.
My man, go catch cold breeze.
Go inside like chicken.
Go catch cold breeze. My man, I will tell you this. Like I said yesterday, I hope Damo can get that clip ready of the president, Dr. Richardson. I used to play checker. They used to call me Kanji. I would go in front Jazz shop. I beef I go in checker. We get a video. I used to play checker. I was so good at playing checker. I turn around when I start playing chess. They used to beat me in chess. So I used to stay back to my checker. I used to play checker well. Dr. Richardson would stay on that point 4 in front Jazz shop. Just when you take past 1, 2, the third shop on your right. When you're coming from the main road. People from Newington know that place. We used to eat our fried egg with bread every evening and drink our hot tea. Jar wife used to fry the plain tea and the color with pepper. And we used to watch video, go in the video club. We will walk and go all the way to Funde, all the way to Saigon in the night, 2, 3 in the morning. Nobody will touch us. Even the people that say they witchcraft in that area, they used to run away from us. They will never touch us. I dare you right now, 8, 9 o'clock, go walk there in the night.
Ah, beg you, man.
You know when you used to see people they call Zoko, right across that place that what they call Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe was Zimbabwe. But on that side, they say no. They think about Zoko flying on the street, people doing drugs. That person, we are them brothers saying to the Liberian people. They brought it to the Liberian people. And they used it to enrich themselves. And when the drugs case came up, it went dead. How can we sit here and we allow our country to slip away in the worst poverty of all? How can we sit here and we allow Samuel 12, one man, to lie to the whole nation that he had 25 million mop-up exercise, knowing very well he and Joanna ate that 25 million? How can we sit here and we talk about road fund and the guys that they ate the money, the 16 billion, they walk free and they ate it. And Liberia must rejoice and say this government is the best government since 1847. Look at Albert Peter West calling. The woman crying on the phone, and I pray to talk to her soon. Look at Gifty Lama, her daughter 10 just few days ago.
8 years.
8 years, just few days ago. No mama to celebrate birthday with her. Look at Bate Yenswa.
Yep, right.
The family will never see him again.
And he left.
Imagine, because they were doing that which was right. Imagine. Look at the group that went to Gloria Mususka's house for document one time. The first time she complained. The second time she complained. The third time they end up killing her daughter and wanting the order. Then you say your government is the best government since 1847. President Weah was high on something and he was drunk on Hennessy SO. Y'all take your show and y'all have a good show.
Before Dr. Richardson come in, let me say something. I don't know about Mr. Cummings, but I would say this. He's not a bad man. He's a good guy. But there is 4 months left for armed robbers, for Zogos, for criminals in general. And I say Zogos because they are Zogos now. But after 4 months, they will be citizens. They will be in treatment facilities. The worst one will be catered for in military barracks. You got a whole military. We're not fighting war. How long will it take you to raid every single ghetto in our country? How long? Whole army over 2,500 strong. As commander-in-chief, I can't wait for the day. There's an old man coming. He's not going to run behind people in the ghetto. No. As commander-in-chief of the armed forces, he will say, in collaboration with the police, the joint security, if I hear or see any ghetto, it means you're not right for the job. See what will happen in Liberia. All of our citizens should be in treatment facility or with some group where we can carry food. But the people who are bringing the drugs, they themselves now, they got to find a place to go. Because Liberia is no longer a hub, it will not be a transit hub. Anybody who try it, you will lead to free port. You will float. And all I can say, because we are tired. Our country, look at our country. Look at young girls, they just look like zombies in the street. All great Liberia that people used to come to. TNIMA, AM Docliatic School of Nursing, the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law. And one man says, 1847. Are you kidding me? All the things you see today, as a matter of fact, when we used to go to La Mort Boutique, La Mort, to go buy shoes that we could follow and put in our backpacking, so the girls then could see it. Some people are looking for a battle on the dumper to go to Royal Cinema. But at the end of the day, they never used to say, yeah, B-man song or whatever. The other people said battle to kind of all of us used to be in the cinema yelling, shine the ball, shine the ball.
No Rauda, no Rivali, no Gabriel, nothing.
Nothing. After 3 minutes now, you shine the ball. We talk different thing. But everybody will be in there. When we come out, everybody look happy. Today, young men take over the country. You surround yourselves with sycophants, praising you, hallelujah, hallelujah. They can't even do their jobs. Look at all the things that happened with the video leaking all over the thing. You can't even hear gender minister say anything. Sodomization, rape, sexual harassment, molestation, nothing. At the end of the day, I saw a dedication ceremony. You could see that the soldiers were not happy. We got a clip. You could see that the soldiers were not happy. You go around and say, oh, Billy, you give it to them. They say, oh, thank you. Yeah. That's all. That's it. People are drained, man. People are drained. I don't know if our guest yet.
I don't see him in the studio yet. So we're still waiting.
How can one group of people just terrorize a whole country, kill at will? Like we don't even have army. And you got people you can turn to for help. A.B. Kroma there. Gregory Coleman there. Most of the old SS guys and things here, they are here in the States. Call for help. But one inspector general, one small police unit, and tomorrow morning you hear the KD person, the KD person. It's totally, it's wrong. And at the end of the day, nothing happens. Then today, Stanton, he got the audacity to go send me something at him. I know they say indictment or wetting. And the people who went to court, I said, standing by that thing and chunk it away. Baguette flour, what they don't put and finish with that thing. What the 200,000 they say they caught from the people? Okay? You said the people money launder. Okay, what the money they launder? All the questions, but after this, someone said to me prophetically, they said, Fagon. No, that mean they said it to me in Stanton. Someone said to me in Stanton today, we're in a conversation conference, and they said to me in Stanton, they say, if we go the way we're supposed to go, only say what 7 will be in the country to take over. Because at the end of the day, there will be no former or current government official easily that will be let off the hook, but few of them. Here's what it is.
Thank you, Fagon. Titi. Not Titi. I'm sorry, Madam Dr. Chinwe. I think we're still waiting for the guest. We're going to see exactly what's happening. We are seeing Gibson Jerry. He's driving though. I'm kind of too afraid to bring folks on when they're driving.
Too dangerous for him.
Yeah, let me get where he is first.
So if you get to where you are, my brother, we're gonna bring you on. It's even a problem having one of you than two. So we'll keep Councilor Lamy here for 9. Beat on him. Councilor Lamy.
If the man is driving safely, what's the problem when he talking on the phone while driving?
There you go. Oh, Councilor say remember driver.
If he has a headset, what's the problem with that?
He will be in violation. In America, you cannot drive while being on the phone.
Even if you're not holding the phone in your hand?
Or you can drive.
But you gotta ask him.
You can use the Bluetooth, yes.
You gotta tell him, man. That's why you're in darkness for.
Who put that information onto the public like that? If the law they
cannot drive,
you make vehicles with those features.
My man, it's not it's not a problem. Your friend not coming tonight. Then you stay home, he's not coming.
The man using Datsun 120 watt.
Let's say that, but who say because his safety or because the law see?
I know in Liberia, Fagon way. In Liberia, you get the 10 full flame. Over here, we tell the man the right thing. So your leader, my man.
But let me tell the man the car, a friend driving.
Your friend driving. Does he allow people to drive that way? But they still
friend
do it.
driving Datsun 120 watt.
Just for his safety, Council, I mean, just in case the show gets heated.
If there are ways you can drive and talk on the phone that will not be of.
Yes, if you got Bluetooth.
But that's it. But how do you know he doesn't have it?
I know that.
Remember, we're not going to waste our time here, but no. Fagon, you got problem. We're not wasting our time with that. Yeah, my man, we're not wasting our time here, but let's move to our conversation.
120 watt. You know what they call Datsun 120 watt?
Okay, guys.
You're driving very old car that doesn't have technology. That's what you saying.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's
okay, guys. Let me
watt.
just hear your thoughts. Since our guest didn't arrive in the studio yet, let me just go around and hear your thoughts for today. We'll start with Mr. Fagon. Mr. Fagon, what's on your mind today? What's going on?
Hey, Tata Richardson. You know, What happened yesterday is what's on my mind.
What happened yesterday?
I saw a group of people in the water, and then they say, "We are going to swim. We are going to swim." They're already in the pool, and they're announcing to the Liberian pool, "We are going to swim."
You talking about 54 people?
They were not even 54.
Now, you don't want to me there were 54.
They say lawmakers, 54 legislators. They
Mhm.
perform on there. So oh, God, and they're joining the group. But that's not my point.
Mhm.
How can Sir Joseph, Dixon Sibo, Akara's Gray, Sir Foko, and I got a whole list here, but I ain't even looking at it. How can they endorse Joia? By virtue of the fact that you are in the party, means that you subscribe to the party ideology, the political ideology of the party, as well as the party's platform. You are in tune with the proper agenda for prosperity and development.
Mm-hmm.
To go and sit on the stage to say you came to endorse President Weah bid for a second term is a mockery of your own understanding of what endorsements are. You are already in the party. If your party decides to run in the next elections and they are fielding a candidate, and that candidate happens to be the incumbent, by virtue of the fact that you are in the party, you took that decision along with the party. They say, "Hey, boy, you have my whole hair here." They say, "If I go here, boy," and you asking for the beer. They beer, yeah, what play? You know, on my hair. The party have already made the man the center bearer. Then why are you going there to endorse? The man should have been standing up speaking. Should have been Maurice Setuma. Because he came straight from the United Party to go there and talk Hitabata. But why Setuma hasn't resigned from the United Party, but went to endorse another candidate as a senator? It's because Setuma was part of the deal that structured Western Cluster. Not the recent deal. He was part of that deal. It was part of the reason why Ellen fired him first for that money. Then during this government, he surfaced again with that same Western Cluster deal. It was him and Snow that waived that 14 million and several other bad deeds. He went to that program. Even his driver did not go and money crap. So he got no constituency, and that is what is on my mind is bothersome. The Liberian people said, "You're who in the legislature, you're the biggest problem." Every day, Lamine come here, they say, "You're who in the legislature, you're the biggest problem." And then y'all get up, and all of y'all go, y'all say, "We want to continue with giving $11 million rest subsidies and nothing kind of it. We also want to eat the Zogoden money. We also want to reduce your salaries to $45. We also support harmonization and the cutting off of 3 free day calls. We want more auditors to die. We want to see more children on drugs and more drugs into the country." That's exactly what you were doing. Then the strategy is so poor. Y'all go boast about 56 now. 56. My sister, in conclusion, what I see is mass firing. I can tell you from where I sit, Fonati Kofa will survive. Sir Joseph will survive. It's a prediction. I'm not saying gospel yet. Sir Joseph will survive. Fonati Kofa will survive. 2 or 3 other persons will survive because of who they are. But that group, woe unto them. Chicken set. The people will clear them. They will clear them. They will clear them out. Thank you.
Thank you. Stanton, your thoughts as we wait for our guests?
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Francine Special Chinwe Richardson. And again, I want to say thank you to all of our followers. We are having a wonderful discussion because for me to live, like the Bible says, is Christ, and to die is gain. On earth to live, my family first, Liberia second. So I'm fearless. I want to say to everyone, please, don't fall for that. Someone sent me the message, and I think it's true. The three most important things to President George Manawaya ever is not Liberia. Liberia is not on that list. I want to ask my fellow Liberian, what are the three most important things? Three most important things you think President we are so desire? Just, I will wait a few seconds, text, put this in our live feed, and let us know. What are the three most important things since President we took over, even prior to taking over as president? What do you think the three most important things to you, to your own? Just let us know from you. Talk to us. The three most important things you think President we just died for. The three most important things, Dr. Richard saying, you can use, oh my God. People then saying that thing like, wow. The three most important things you think, the one you call Liberia is not on the list. Liberians, the people of Liberia, not on the list. And just ask yourself, the three most important things that, but this president is money. He must collect it. Maybe Fagon wanted to consult. But the three most important things, the first one in the man's life is football. It's how he played football, how he become African best, European best, world best. We put that one aside. The second one is the money. And I just want to tell you this, and this is for sure. Hell yeah. It's all the 10-10. They got a bird in Liberia they call 10-10. So please don't get it twisted now when we call 10-10. Okay? Because I used to go and hang with my rubber for 10-10. So if you know about 10-10, that's it. So money, he would talk about the football and all his 10-10. I don't know what you guys call community team, but we say 10-10. That's the three most important things to President Joe. Give it to him, he care less how someone steal the people money. Give it to him, he care less whether they build the road, they will do 1 kilometer and they said 5. Give it to him, he care less how many people die and whether they have any investigation or not. Give him those three things, he care less about children going to school. Dr. Richardson, you're asking me what's on my mind. Give President where the three most important things: money, 10-10, and talk about soccer. Not Liberia Lone Star, where he came from. Give it to him, and he care less. How many people die? How many folks going to bed hungry? No medication in the hospital, empty building, LEC, forget it, you will not have it. The three most important things to this president, my fellow Liberians: the 10-10, the money, and he'll tell you about soccer for the rest of his life. That's what on my mind tonight. But I will say this to you before I close, and I know you're going to our brother Lamin or Councilor Pakor. Not this one. Damo, can you put the list of those lawmakers? Can you put the names up? The one I sent you, this one is not too clear. So these are the 40 peoples, right? Dr. Richardson? Is there any strangers, somebody in this group that you don't know about? How can you put Thomas Fala name down and say he's going to endorse the president? Thomas Fala. How can you put Akara's name down on? Come on, man. Come on.
We should read all of them so Liberian people should know who these people are.
Yeah, but to me, it's just stupid. I'm sorry, it's silly. Bofo Chimba, Fonati Kofa, Akaris Mose Gray, Thomas Fala, Judy Weir, Isaac Rowland, Matthew Joe, Rosanna Shirk, Haja Fata Seyo, Gopu Kango, Matthew Zaza, Mire Kao, Mambu Soni, Johnson Guacoli, Melvin Cole, Dixon Sibo, Bishop Mane Johnson, Joseph Sowabi, Samson Weir, Finda Buri Lazana, Frank Safoko, How can you call these people there and say they come to endorse the president? Dixon Siebel, we name him, Frank Safoko, George Sama, Emerson Kamara, Edward Flomo, Maramu Fofana, Vincent Wede, Tabarosa Tapaweth, Ava Jones, Clarence God, Alfred Cow, Prince Topa, Glebo Brown, Augustine Che, Albert, Albert Che is the pro temp, Numenim Batekwa, Emmanuel Nukwe, Morris Satoma, Simon Tero, Zoe Emmanuel Peno, Zoe Peno, we're going to see at the end, Marsha Dennis. So, Dr. Richardson, Fagon, you serve as deputy minister. Talk to us, man. I know our brother Paco went off. When he come by, then I beg you. Is there any new face, somebody here that you want to tell us about that? We say they will push these people and say, yeah, you got somebody new. Like Madera Cooper, Yomli Kanga Lawrence, they left and they went and said, we endorse Joseph Yima Boaka. Maybe Cummings, who left and endorsed Mr. Cummings? Correct me, Dr. Richardson. Somebody from Basonga, thank you. Basonga came from the blue and said, I will support Mr. Cummings. Then you say yes.
So let me say something and then
let me just the last time we were talking about this endorsement issue, and when I raised the fact that those people who said they were breaking away from the NPP to endorse the Unity Party, I said those kind of things are things that we should not be encouraging in our society, especially where people are doing it because they want to self-serve. And I think that night I was a very unpopular person on his show. Some of you guys will say, it's normal. People can cross carpet anytime for whatever reason, whether it's job and all that kind of stuff. This is one of the saddest realities of our politics. These issues. And I can bet you, all those people who did that endorsement yesterday, and I understand some of them did it today, right? Take this as a prophecy, which is not a prophecy because any idiot can know what I'm about to say, right? These people, most of them will lose their elections, even though they endorse the CDC. Most of them will lose. I would dare say probably 90% of them will lose. The ones who will not lose, whoever becomes president after these elections, those same people will cross carpet to that group. And that group will start cheering for them.
Lamina, your group, they will cross carpet too.
What?
That your group, they will cross carpet.
No, for us, we're not accept them. We won't accept them. I can show you that we're not accept them.
I'm serious with you. Some of those people will not be able to cross carpet because they will be behind bars. It's just a fact.
If they're behind bars, for us, obviously they'll go behind bars. But the bottom line is that those same people, just the other day, you guys were euphoric because you heard that the other guy from Green Gita was about to endorse your man.
Yes.
So you were euphoric about it. Now you're condemning the same man because he's still where he's supposed to be. I mean, we have to be serious in this country. There are hundreds of thousands of people every night going to bed hungry. There are kids who do not go to school because their parents do not even have the means to take them to school. Even the public availability of public school, the people still do not have the means to put them there. Their lives and their well-being are at stake. For the rest of us who can find food to eat every day, our security is at stake in this country. And the reason our security and the lives and well-being of those people are at stake is because of these same people who can be passing around, jumping from one political party to another political party because it benefits them. Those people deserve our condemnation, our biggest and loudest condemnation of what they deserve. So we shouldn't be only one group of them and be, condemning another group of them because every time it suits them, every time it suits their bottom line. Eugene, when you were in the CDC here, after Mr. Weah came to power, look at all those young guys who left Unity Party. Some of them, they did announce the election result quick. They are shifted to CDC. Those kind of people have to be condemned. When somebody is changing political vehicle, that person should have a fundamental reason why they're changing political vehicle. They shouldn't be changing political vehicles because it suits their bottom line.
Yeah.
That's despicable. That's the situation that has kept people behind.
before you come
When just close on your point.
in.
I remember my father used to say this story. Other people who were in the Tottenham, who were old enough during the Tottenham regime, they used to say the same. They used to say this thing. They had this group they called PR, which were basically spies, the public relation people or whatever they were basically spies. And the story goes that one lady went to Mr. Todman and asked him for a job. Mr. Todman said, "What kind of job you want to do?" She said, "That job that the people who can be lying on people, the PR people now, that the job I want, the people who can be lying on people." Because as far as she was concerned, that, oh, you just lie on people, they pay you money, and you don't have to do much. We have to stem this behavior out of our politics. That's the reason why some of us remain unbending in supporting Councillor Gonglo, because he's the only person that has said consistently that he will go after people for doing wrong. Eugene said, "Oh, people will be in jail." But I can bet you certain people come to power in your country, they will say, "Oh, let bygones be bygones."
I'm
And
not
then
saying all
people,
of them. Let's correct that.
those
Some
are not
of
the
them will
first
be
people
in
to
jail.
ever steal. It's not the first people to ever steal.
You know
So
what?
just
You know
forget
what?
about it.
I will say this to you, Councillor. I beg you 10 seconds. I beg you, Dr. Richardson. And you are quite correct. And I think that's why we're going to hold the next leader, will hold their feet to the fire. Because it is true. If it's not the leader, guess what? It may be those that's around the leader. Oh, you know what? Let's just let it won't go. Let bygone be bygone. Liberia should be new. And honor that next leader. Folks need to be sent to court and therefore found guilty. If they are found guilty, they need to go to jail, because that's exactly what a new Liberia going to bring. You are right, Fagon, and you are right, Councillor Lawmaker, because it needs to stop. They will negotiate. They will say, "My man, we're from the same county, Lofa, or we're from the same county, Maryland, or I've been knowing you. I spoke to you. You got to give me the slack." You are quite correct, and I don't think Liberian will settle for this.
And what I wanted to say, Mr. Falcon, please give me one minute. That these people look at such a bad economy, they look at such a bad healthcare system, they look at such poor schooling, they look at civil servants not getting paid, and this is under the George Weah government, and at the same time go and endorse George Weah. So what they are saying to me is they are endorsing bad healthcare, bad school, bad economy, and all of these things that are just not good for our country. And I think Falcon, Lami, you said something, Councilor Lami, you said something the last time, maybe a while back. So I think people who are aiding and abetting, and I don't know if that's in your law, okay? People to abuse Liberian people, they shouldn't just be free. They should also be held responsible, because some of them can say, "Oh, I didn't write the bill, or I wasn't there," but you were in the legislature and you had a responsibility to at least vote no or vote yes. And if you voted yes for this bogus budget that doesn't meet the needs of Liberian people, then you are also guilty. You are also guilty. So I mean, they should be held liable for the suffering of Liberian people. So Eugene, you want to go forward then?
Well, first, let me give two corrections quickly, and I hope he sees it from that angle. The first correction here is that the Constitution allows for freedom of association. So people have the right to freely associate politically, and it's strictly political. What I'm saying is within the Constitution. Now, the point I have is that Lami herself came from Friends of Bromskin, Liberty Party. Now see where Lami is today. No one will say, "I'm going to support this party." And if the party decides to veer off the path of being liberal and go towards conservatism and you don't support it, you have the right to move and go to a liberal party. If, for instance, I supported the CDC, what got me annoyed? I'm here and we promised the people to be honest and truthful to them. And I went to talk about a vaccine. And it was like I got in trouble. But everything I said about the vaccine was true. And I knew that our people were dying from the Delta variant. They said I was lying to the Liberian people. I'm misinformed. The report came from Columbia University and said that Fagon was damn right. It's the Delta variant. I told them that the Asians were coming from India on charter planes through the airport. They went to check it. They suspended the deputy boss at the airport. I told them that AstraZeneca was banned in Europe, the United States, and other areas because there were issues with it. But because they wanted to use us as guinea pig, they said that we are talking too much. Whereas if people knew that AstraZeneca could cause blood clot, like people are going to eat a fufu with lamb and take their aspirin, and they'll go walk in. Nothing is going to happen. But at the end of the day, say where we are. But when I look at 8 auditors dying, $11 million gone, the other person eating, the whole National Transit Authority, what we used to call MTA, they got clear the whole place, break it down, and burn it. You want me to remain in that kind of party? Even if George Weah is a good man, and I don't have dissenting views or opinion on issues of national vital concern, then of course it's only fair that I quit and go join Councillor Gonglo and Lawmaker them, who will sit down with me and say, let's do it the right way. So I'm not going to go after them. With respect to Zoe Penno, if Zoe Penno, like you said, the other people were celebrating because Zoe Penno was coming. When you are coming from one party to endorse another man in another party, it calls for celebration. Because why? You are leaving your party to endorse another person you believe in, but not to endorse your own party. Now, the point I want to make again in what my dear sister said is this.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that some of those people will be punished. And if you find out the reason why a lot of people don't want JMB to be president, it's because the old men have said, look at my age. What I want again in life. What is there for me? I won't wear $3,000 shoes. It will even hurt my foot. What coat suit I want to wear? What have I not seen before? Those are his arguments. So therefore, I have no reason to steal anything because I get nowhere to carry. The right things will be done. And those who have dealt with the Liberian people in ways that were inappropriate will face the full weight of the law. I don't have any friends. Most of the people you're talking about today are not my friends. They are young people. They are of my children's ages. And he's right. The people you see over there, they're looking at Joseph Baga Equal. But why is all of them gravitating towards George Weah? It's because over the last 6 years, all of them supported what George Weah proffered and put forward. True or false? True. All of them were involved in the 11
Remember,
million.
we got to pause you. You have to promote Joseph Waka. We understand, but yeah.
All of them were involved in all of the bad things. Last but not the least, to make it beautiful for people to understand, look at Fina Lassana Gori, the wife of the late Bagbe Lassana, whom Edwin Snow defeated. Circumstances I cannot explain. Okay? He died, and then Edwin Snow just had his way through. Then he took Fina Bowie here and put it up. Haja Fata Sayon, Madam Bishop, Maurice Setuma, look at Bomi today. What have we achieved in Bomi? Is it not the poorest county in the whole country? Then on top of it, our lawmakers sat down and allowed us to lose 14 million United States dollars when the richest person in our county, apart from them, cannot boast of 25,000 US. You think we're going to hire those people again? No, we're not. And most of them now are running to George Weah for protection and to get their election campaigning monies and T-shirts to go.
Thank you, Fagon. Thank you. I know we get him on the show. He's gonna have his own will. That Richardson, you want to say something before we welcome Gibson?
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say that I think like.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on. Let me hold on 1 minute. Dr. Richardson is speaking.
When you're running for the Senate, I will find an interview and send it to you so you can listen to it.
No, I was just gonna say that we can no longer, Liberians should no longer just elect people who will just sit by and don't say something when they know that things are going wrong for the country. We will just hold the president responsible, but we'll hold the legislators responsible as well, and also the people in the executive branch that contributed to stealing or negligence in the country. We can't sit by anymore. We've done that a lot of times. So people have to be held responsible for being a part of a government that is unsuccessful.
Yep. Let's welcome Gibson. You were saying something, Councilor Paco, before Gibson come in. What were you saying? We're not hearing you, my man.
I was saying to Eugene that I did an interview with Senator Setuma in 2014 when he was running to be senator. So I was at the Liberia Media Center at the time, and we were doing this elections project. I went to Bomi and I interviewed him, and he was telling me how the reason why he's running to be senator is because you needed educated people in the Senate who will be able to take real serious decisions and understand the issues and stuff like that. I will find that clip.
Please.
Kind of pressure. You have those people who have all those idealistic thinking, and then they get there and they're totally different. I mean, how can you go endorsing somebody who you have joined together with and damage the country? How can you do that? You know, is that a logical thing to do? I will find out interview. I should have it somewhere on my memory stick. I'll find it and send it to you so you can listen to your senator.
And he was there, and both of us are from the same tribe and the same town. And he was there for 18 years, did nothing. I had to beg around to go and modernize the school. I will show you video when I arrived at the only school in Bunja town. When I arrived there, what it looked like, and when I was leaving, what I left it to be like, including the town hall, including the clinic. And you know what? He carried my name around here in Snowden. They say I won't run for position. Poor me, David minister. Dr. Tina, where you see on the thing we face? Poor me, I had no intention of doing anything. They gang up against me. They say I won't run for election. And I will show those clips before I leave this show to get on my own show. Before they say I just doing it because I'm on my own show. I will show you.
Why am I making plan with people for?
You're not leaving the show. Gibson Cherry, welcome. It's a Gibson Cherry.
They gotta get a problem, man.
Gibson go park a car in the truck stop.
No. Gibson is not a Wozy. Wozy park a car in the truck stop. But you know what I do? Every truck I see, I think I Wozy, or I'll be like Wozy. Yeah, but go ahead.
You want let one know
I'm on my computer now, so I've been driving all day, so I was able to get home. And it was good you told me not to do it while I was driving, because I had to get into traffic and stuff like that. It was necessary to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Your brother let me say it was a bad thing.
Yes.
But thank you very much.
Yes.
That's the reason you give.
But let me put that thing on your ear. Don't hold it like this, Lamine. Pull it over your head and be comfortable.
I don't know why why Fagon is afraid of people telling you want to contest, and you look like one person who want to contest. So go ahead, my brother. Don't be afraid of them. Okay, so what I wanted to say was, for me, I'm wondering, first of all, who are the people endorsing President Weah presidency? I don't know when they say endorsing. I think people who are previously not in your camp are the one who will say, well, because we believe in this man programs and stuff like that, so we are leaving our party, we are leaving our independent status, and we are going to support this man to be elected for the second time. But Akaras Gray is going to endorse President Weah. I don't know what is. How is that an endorsement? That's why I keep wondering, why is that an endorsement? People who are already in your camp, I don't think they should endorse you because they are already with you. People who endorse you are people who are not with you. So this is our people. These politicians think our people are crazy. They don't know what to think. I think they're playing on the psyche of our people, and that is a problem. They feel that the vast majority of our people don't understand the political intricacies of what is going on today. Therefore, anything they do, it kind of play on their mind. 40 senators, 40 lawmakers are endorsing President Weah. Anybody who is in Barclayville who does not know what they are talking about is wow, 40 all the lawmakers and 40 of them going to endorse a man. Then what are people wasting their time for? But no, there's no 40 lawmakers that are endorsing. As a matter of fact, maybe Setuma is one of them who is endorsing President Weah. And Setuma, if I look at him very carefully, he's still fighting maybe with Ellie. Maybe he is the Ellen kind of unity party figure who is now don't want to come and support Ambassador Boakai. Therefore, he's going to endorse President Weah. So we are not surprised of that. But look, there's no endorsement. First of all, President Weah should start thinking about how he can put food on the people's table rather than trying to look for 40 lawmakers to endorse him. When people are hungry out there, when people do not have even 100 Liberian dollars to go and buy 1 cup of rice and pepper and 1 snap of ray oil to go to eat, and you say the people are endorsing you, it means being insensitive to the plight of the people. That is what matters here, the plight of the people. You neglected the people. You don't care about their welfare. The people are suffering. They don't have food to eat. They don't have anything to do. No social services. They go to the hospital and people are dying while they are in the hospital. No drugs. You're not paying doctors well. All of these things are happening and you say 40 lawmakers endorse you. For me, it's just an insult to the people. We don't care about you. We just want to make politics. This is just pure politics. There's nothing good.
Thank you. That Richard said, I think you just texted me and said my time. Look at the people that are endorsing Fago. You know what Kruva said?
I see my Senator Zoe Penno. I see my Senator Marsha Bennett. They say endorse the men when they are already with me.
Hold on, Gibson. They say, I said, Chile, that's why the crewman call I want. Chile name. You got to understand what's going on. You see, people said, listen, they go say, yeah, we're going to endorse. We're happy. This is who we are. Are you kidding me? But come on, man. Come on. Liberia deserves better. Listen to what the president said. He celebrated since 1847.
We're bending the rules. Free YSP. What are they coming to do? What are they coming to rescue? When they told you that they squander their only opportunity they have, what are they coming to do? If someone ever inform you that free education is not the right thing to do, building roads is not the right thing to do, tell them, what are you coming to do? But ask somebody that stayed in a position for 12 years. After he left, in 5 years, everything going good. He said he's coming back again. What is coming to change? We are the change. We are the change. They are not. Remember, fellow citizens, member of the Market Coalition.
I just want us to pause. Hey, Liberian people. President George Manneh, we are saying we are the change. You remember 2016? 2017, that's what you say. The president said, we are the change. Free education, building roads. I want Liberians to just pause for a minute and think. What ready this guy on? To talk to us, our good doctor, Richardson, talk to us.
I agree with him to a certain extent, especially when he spoke about someone being in power for 12 years and didn't do anything for the country, and then they want to come back. But I disagree with him when he called himself the change. He's not the change, obviously, because Liberia has degenerated. There's nothing happening as he talked about building roads. We see RIA has been left undone for many, many years. When he talks about free school, he doesn't even know what he's talking about, because me and a group of friends sponsor subsidize a school in Liberia in Bon Mines. Free school is up to, I think, 6th grade. It's not even high school. So I'm not sure exactly what he means. And then he went on to talk about YFE. I was very surprised a couple of weeks ago when I think he invited young children to celebrate him for paying the YF fee. And to me, I thought that was abusive, because it's almost like he's paying these children YF fee for them to bow down to him, for them to support him. There was an underlying reason why he's paying these children Wyatt fee. And so I really agree with him on some aspect, but disagree with him, especially when he says that he's the change, because he came in and he didn't do anything. Again, like if when you say I'm the change, then you would do something better than the people who you replaced, and he didn't. So that's how I feel about what he said.
Thank you, Dr. Richard. So let's just do this. We're going to take our time. The president said, I am the change, free education, and I'm building roads. Talk to us, Councillor Lame Kwako.
I mean, as I said from the onset, the only people who believe that thing are people who do not know the reality, who are not living the reality. For those of us who live in the reality, we know obviously that's not true. I mean, sometimes they will tell you that, and I think I've heard the president say that he's built more roads than all other governments combined, which is absolutely not true. But interestingly, Mr. Salif used to say the same thing too, that she built more roads than all other presidents combined. But when you put the facts before them, then they walk away from it. So some of the things that he repeats are things that other people have said also. Building roads or building the infrastructure is a responsibility. That's not an achievement. It's not an achievement. So I don't even understand why. Deciding to have a poor quality free education is not an achievement. Very poor quality education, very poor quality free education, if you may use the word free there, is not an achievement. The other day, I spoke to a 6th grade student who had just completed her WASH test. So she gave me the test paper. I think it was a science test. She gave me the science test paper for me to look through. And I looked through the paper and I realized that the kid passed. She had done most of the questions that she did were right as opposed to the ones that were wrong. So I assumed that she would make like 85% in the test. Then I asked her, I was impressed. I asked her, you did very well. Did you do the test yourself? She said, I did most of it myself, but they show us in the hall. Imagine that nonsense. A 6th grade student doing a test and people come in the hall and show them. You say you giving free poor quality education, and then that's an achievement. You talk about building roads. I mean, how many roads they built? They've all built roads to the communities in which they live. So most of the roads they built in this country so far are the roads to places that they live or other places that they want to get vote from. So let us not waste our time with someone claiming something that is patently not true. It's patently not true. These people have failed. There are more hungry people in their country than were in a country anytime before. And the average person in the country today, the average person who lives in a slum or who lives in a swamp, who even lives in a so-called well-off neighborhood, knows the fact that they have failed. The economy is poor. People's lives are extremely terrible. So he should stop. He should stop making these claims. And I think it's frankly a waste of our time to continue trying to talk about things that he said that we know demonstrably, we know that they are not true.
Thank you. Honorable Eugene, before we go to Mr. Gibson. You're muted, sir.
It's political season. You will hear what the coup people can call plenty tabata. Get ready for it. You're going to hear more. And the reason why I say so is there will be people now coming to say Liberia is about to send the first rocket to space. We should have had an airline. And I'm sure nobody is going to debate that. We should have had an airline. What happened to the Bali Island? What happened to the 2 overhead bridges? What happened to a lot of other promises that were made? Our government, of which I was a part, we came to lift at least over 1 million people out of poverty in our first term. Did we lift over 1 million people out of poverty in the last 6 years? Did we? Or did we do the opposite of plunging more than 3 million people into abject poverty and far below what the line they found themselves on the poverty scale? Government employees stands at about 77,000 right now. I'm speaking as former deputy minister and what I knew to be a fact. At the time when our government took over, there were 45,000 civil servants on the books, legit, legal, recognized as civil servants. There was another 20 to 25,000 that were on some regular stipend. They had a name for it. Maybe one of you guys will help me. They had a name for it. And so we decided, instead of allowing that 25,000 to go through civil servants and get certificated, we rolled them over into the workforce under a funding program. Then when harmonization came, because we were stuck as a government, we were forced to mitigate the situation by then moving to reduce the salaries of people far below the minimum wage. And that's why I say, if I was advising the Tier 1 team, by now we'll be in third place or we'll be neck to neck with Joseph Boakai. A politician ought to be brave. Once the president mounted that podium that day and said, Honorable Speaker, I was quite recently informed that over 15,000 Liberian employees, government employees, make around 45 United States dollar. Bam, you finish, we're going to court. Tier 1 Gonglo, I'm taking you to court. You have violated the law. You have reduced our citizens to slavery. And to admit that, yes, you have done it. Equal work, according to the Constitution, let me correct me if I'm wrong, is equal work for equal pay. And if they did the work, then they ought to get paid. So if they work for 5 years and you admitted that you paid them $45, far below the minimum wage, the Supreme Court will not hesitate to uphold the law. They have worked for it. You owe them the money. You will have to settle them. You will have to pay. And so I am saying to you, we promised to lift over 1 million people out of poverty. What did we do? We plunged them into poverty. They were making 150 United States dollars and buying a bag of rice for $13. Listen and listen well. They were making 150 United States dollars and buying a bag of rice for $13. Today, they make 45 US dollars and buy a bag of rice for 22 US dollars. You are now paying their YS fees, which is not more than $50. But when you cut daddy's salary, you cut it from 150 to 45. So you are paying this $50 one time. But you just robbed daddy of $100 for 12 months, which is $1,200. Take your little dirty $50 from the $1,200. Daddy would have saved $1,150 US dollars. At the time daddy made 150 US, gasoline was $3.50. Today, daddy makes $45 and gasoline is $5.50. Today, daddy was paying at least $100 to get to work and $100 to get back. Daddy is paying $300 to go to work, $300 to come back. So you will hear promises, but it will be, the onus is on us to educate, enlighten, informed, and bring the Liberian people to where they can have the opportunity to make informed decisions. And that is why Every time people call on this program, they say, thank you, CEO. They don't thank you because you're Sabu Kinshan. Who cares? They say, oh, thank you, Madam Chinonwe Richardson. They do it because she protected their platform. They say thank you to you because you gave them a place where the likes of Gibson, the likes of Pagoy can come and open their eyes to the reality. And others will soon join us on all the various platforms to help educate our people. And so it will be our job. If you show that picture one more time, please, you will see Sir Joseph in the back, Abu Kamara in the back. I can name all of them behind there and name the ones in front. They are all CDC lawmakers. Which one you're endorsing? But on October 10th, the Liberian people haven't been enlightened, educated, informed, will make a decision that will pair alongside the reality of current day Liberia. And that is why I keep appealing to them.
Thank you.
Please provide me a name for the program. The other name you gave me yesterday, and the other name like Be More Fagon. Talk to Be More Fagon. I you say I'm a program.
Thank you very much, Fagon. Let's bring in Gibson, Mr. Jerry.
Correct something that he said.
No, quickly. We'll come back to you, Councillor. We'll come back to you. Let's go to Mr. Gibson. Mr.
But
Jerry, please.
We'll soon start calling him correction flu.
Mr. Jerry, please.
Correction flu.
Mr. Jerry.
Just a short correction on the issue about whether Councillor Gonglo should have taken the government to court because the president said the underpaid people.
I say if I
guys, we gotta say this.
So,
you will do your correction. I beg you, Councillor, you will do your correction. Let's hear from Mr. Gibson Jerry, please.
Actually,
I beg you, sir.
Actually, what President George Weah should be thinking right now is how to embrace the result of the failure of his policies. That's what he should be doing right now. For me, I don't believe that those 40 lawmakers went to endorse. Those people went, I don't even know if they didn't give a small money, 5,000 to come and show up. Because that's what the people do. They give you money and then you perform a duty that you're not supposed to perform. So I'm not surprised. So I saw my senator, I saw Senator, Marshall Dennis, I saw Senator Joe Pennell, and I wonder what they go do that. What do they mean by endorse? What are they going to do that to say endorse? So basically, what is happening is group of people who are insensitive, who do not care about the rest of the country, who feel that once their pockets are lined up, who feel that once their bank account are getting fatter, then it is okay for everybody. When was the last time we look? I'm telling you something. These people, they have developed themselves into arrogant politicians who do not care for the rest of the people. That's arrogancy. They don't care. Oh, we'll just do what we want to do. I think that's what is happening. And I think Councillor Bako will talk about whether Councillor Gonglo will sue. It's not any big thing. Anybody cannot sue. I mean, what Fagon said, it makes sense to me. It didn't happen, but it's fine. But the legal ramification should be applied before you can issue any lawsuit. I think Bako can talk about that. But I'm telling you, we shouldn't call this endorsement. We should call this, an effort to line their pocket because they will not leave on their free. They must get money before they get out of there. In fact, we don't even know whether they didn't get money already before they even show up. This is a shame to all of these people. You go to endorse your own political leader. How can you go endorse your own political leader? I'm with you, but I came to endorse you. I'm following you. I'm campaigning for you, but I came to endorse you. I'm on your ticket, but I came to endorse you. I don't understand how that happens.
Mr. Jerry, let me just add. Don't forget now they're getting $30,000. So.
Oh yeah, they do.
Their pocket is already lined with the $30,000.
Okay, let me get you one insight.
I beg you. Wait, no, hold on, Fagon.
Info.
So
all the people that went over there with endorsement, do you know that they were taxed? I don't lie. If I get you info, it's legit. They were taxed.
Thank you, Fagon. Before we bring in Alpha for Fadiga, go ahead, Councillor Bako. Make your point of correction real quick.
Yeah. So Eugene said the Gonglo campaign will have scored some points if if Gonglo had taken the government to court for saying that, for the president saying that the honor pay civil servants.
No,
Honor
on
our
behalf of the
system
civil
of law.
servants. On behalf of the
What?
civil servants.
Yeah, but let the man finish.
Yeah,
Minister
honor
Falcon,
our
let him
system of
finish.
laws. Honor our system of laws and practice here. You're not allowed to stir up litigation. So if you're a lawyer, you get up and go and say you won't just grab an issue and bring it up. You may be brought up on ethical issues because it's in our ethical code. I don't agree with that particular aspect of the code of moral conduct, but that's what is there. Apparently, they don't want people raising issues, critical issues, so they have it there. And you have to have, I mean, if the civil servants who are affected by this matter had come to Councillor Gonglo, obviously you know the councillor's history. He won't be the one coming today and tell them, say, come to me, let me go to the government. Because as our moral code of ethics stands presently, he could be brought up on ethical charges. And
thank you very much for that correction.
Thank you. Saying,
the court helps. Thank you very much. Again, you are quite correct. We are pressed against time. Let's welcome Al-Hussein Fadika. Al-Hussein, I know you'll be coming to speak. I don't know where you have been all day long. That Richardson been praying, wishing that you be careful, my man. I don't want to get myself in.
Well, don't put me in situation I can't handle.
Because since he came on the show and said you had a date with someone from the other party, we stopped seeing you. I don't know what's going on.
No, but I'm a part of the ANC women now. They don't.
No, my man. I beg you. I beg you. Hey, God.
If I order that, I'm going to have a date with me.
But guys, real quick, I got to play this video for Fadika and the other people asking us to play. I'm going to speak, then we're going to go to Fadika. Then I have to run because today is Wednesday. Again, I can only stay on the show till 6:15 our time. So again, you guys will have a beautiful show. Let me play this person where Tabata he was talking about. We say Tabata because of how you call it in crew. The men are crew, man, he understand where we're coming from. Fadiga, you missed this. The president says since 1847. I think he got this line from Abdullah Kyatamba. I think that's where he got this line from. Seriously. That Kyatamba called the president and told the president this thing. I'm going to call Kyatamba. He lied to the president. He told the president since 1847. But let's go ahead. Let's play it.
We're building the roads. Free YSP. What are they coming to do?
Wait. What did he say? Free what? Free what? Free?
YFP.
Oh, he said YFP?
YSP.
No. But I understand it, man, well, though.
Free YFP.
I think he said free Wi-Fi. He said free
West
Wi-Fi.
African examination fee.
Yes.
I know, but this guy got to say.
So all like people here, they stay thinking about why.
We're building the roads. Free YSP. What are they coming to do? What are they coming to rescue? When they told you that they squander their only opportunity they have, what are they coming to do? If someone ever inform you that free education is not the right thing to do, building roads is not the right thing to do, tell them.
Guys, I want to pause the precedent right there. We will continue on this thing, but I want to bring the Liberian people attention to this. I think, President, we are trying to say free Wi-Fi. But you say free Wi-Fi because you know the man all the 10. But he said free Wi-Fi, but he said free Wi-Fi. But let's be serious for a minute, though. He said free education, right? Dr. Richardson. Look at this. Free education, though. This is what President George Manuel Weah is boasting about. Look at the children's school building. Before we bring in Fadika, I want folks to think. If you want, we are seeing the dirtiest of the mud houses ever. Look at classroom. Look at classroom. And President Weah said since 1847, he must boast about this. Is he kidding? Look at the little girl when she saw Mr. Cummings coming. He said, sir, please help our volunteers teacher. Where is somebody wake President Weah up? Wake him up. Is this the president going to boast about this? Liberians need to understand There are three things, President, we care about. The football he play, the money he must receive every week, and all his 10. Everything else he said, Fadika, is a lies from hell. Look at this. The little girl is begging, and the president is boasting about free wife fees. Is the president something wrong with him? The Nigerian will say, are you mad? Fagon, is your friend mad?
No, my friend playing here, Uno Tabata.
But if you look on, amen. The children begging to learn. And this president boasting and say, I gave you a wife, I care less whether you can go. Look, we will go to the Tokman building. You guys know that building. Let's look at the roads. Is this the road the president begging and boasting about? Gibson, you can write every day. Fadika, you talk to your people. Dr. Richardson, you've been to Liberia 100 times already before the year end. Is this the road the president boasting about? This is what the president talking about. He's talking to you. Oh, come on, man. We shouldn't do this. Look at Williams V.S. Tottenham High School. Imagine, Honor Akara's Grade District. Since the president took over 6 years, look at that building. So let's show it. Look at the tree growing all of the building. Let's show it. Let the Liberian people see it. And you must be boasting about free education. Mr. President, you are wrong. Liberia deserves better. You are absolutely wrong. You can't boast about these things. It's right there. Right. It's right there, Dr. Richardson. How can the man boast about these things? How? Nobody's stupid. Nobody's stupid, Mr. President. Look at all the building. The place you said the children will go to school because you get a free Wi-Fi. They're sitting in debt, more all over the building. The building is about to collapse. And you boasting? Should we talk about the extrajudicial killing, Mr. President? Since 1847, you are boasting? Where is Gloria Mususka's daughter? Shilu, where is she? Mr. President, can we have an answer? I mean, the investigation, where is the investigation? And you boasting about a prior government? If I'm going to help us with this person's name, Matthew Innes. What's the outcome of the investigation, Mr. President? And you here telling nonsense, Tabata, and telling us say you are boasting? Hey man, Fagon, talk to us about this immigration lady. Have we gotten an answer? We got to bring the president back to reality. We have to check this thing because it's wrong. And Mr. President, you want to boast since 1847. Allow me, guys, to wrap this thing up. Fagon, who is this brother? You are muted,
that's the late husband of Senator Nyombli Kanga Lawrence, a good friend of mine, Adolph Lawrence.
And we all know what happened. Darkness on Railroad Feet International Highway. The road is so bad. A truck pack, and that's the end of a good man.
Let's be clear, that's the story they gave.
That's the story we accept. But that's the end of a good man because President George Banner, we have failed up to today to mess around with International Highway, roll up and lie to look what happened most recently. What about this fellow? Hey man, all he tried to do, Fagon, who is this person?
That's George Fambutu, LRA.
Can you imagine? And you telling us, Mr. President, that your government is the best government since 1847? Let's talk. Let's have a spoon conversation. We will not sit here and bow that nonsense. Can you imagine? What about this good man that was just doing a piece of job?
That's the late Bate Emmanuel Niswa. The internal audit, and he was the internal audit boss. That's the man that busted a lot of people today. Okay.
What happened, Mr. President?
He left his family.
Since 1847, what happened? Can you give us a conclusive report about the death of these people since 1847, Mr. President? Come on, man. Look at listen, the little girl celebrated her birthday, Fagon, with old mommy, her mother, gone.
Yep.
You know who's this? And you're telling us your government is the best government since 1847. Give us, the Liberian people deserve an answer. Talk to them. What happened with Princess Cooper? What happened? Give us a conclusive report, Mr. President. What happened? Who is this guy, Fagon? And you know this guy. What
of
happened?
Course.
What led to his death?
He was a very good friend of mine, shot in the head 3 times by someone within the presidential guard, of which he was a part. The former EPS officer who was killed in Tapeta, Nimba County on the visit of the president that Prince Johnson told you about, that they were somehow fighting over some item and some lady.
And Prince Johnson said he got a recording, he got a video, and he will share it at the appropriate time. Folks, you be the judge today. President George Manawiya must boast Fadika. He must boast and say, yes, his government is the best government since 1847.
And
what
just
is
so
11 million?
Just so you know, this guy's wife is in hiding for her life right now.
How can we sit here, my fellow Liberians, and we hear the nonsense from President George Manawiya? Why should we sit in exile and celebrate along with this president, knowing very well our people, they are living in abject poverty? The price have increased, Fadika. Where is the people $11 million that Samuel Twe, Mawani D's, the president, they ate? Why should we sit here and allow the president of the Republic of Liberia spew out nonsense to say his government is the best government? Talk to me. I will wait you to talk to me, Al Hussein, before I leave the show tonight.
Go drink small water now.
I got it right here, my man. I got it right here.
Let me wet my throat here because the fire coming from John said that easy. Gibson Jarum, my man Lamine. I know you guys miss me and I will not hear you could talk anything you want.
What you been hiding these few days? What you been hiding?
He went on a date.
No.
Oh, they did that he went on the last time?
Yeah, with the ANC, yeah.
Yeah, they try to convince me, but I'm still not convinced. But I listened to the president's speech. Look, the president is beyond delusion. I think it's sad. The president, look, we'll be here, and I'll make this pronouncement today. We'll be here. This president will leave from office. He will be broke again. And I say this. Look, you cannot exploit the love the people have for you like this. Our president is in a different sphere. He's in a different sphere. I don't think he's of this world. Look, this president has failed in everything that they have undertaken in this country. It's not even funny. 2 people that we need to watch out for, Clan Weir and Michael Duncan. Those 2 people you should watch them for, because those are the people that will be holding probably billionaire status 2 years from now, and this guy will have to go back to them. Look, it's like God. Some people are just blessed, and I think the president is blessed, but he has pushed his blessings to the point that I think God is ready to expose him. Look, when you say that you this is the first thing since 1847, it's a disgrace. Look, Ellen, it's hard to hit Ellen. Even at her worst, it's just hard to hit the woman. Because this man made former President Sirleaf look like a saint. And I think that's what she wanted when she deliberately handed this country over to a bunch of incompetent, very irresponsible individuals that are now taking this country, I have to say, is like the peanut farm. Look, you're talking about wire or whatever they call it fee. You're talking about building this. These are all vain projects. And vain projects are the hallmark of corrupt, failed dictators. That is what they do. They carry on vain projects. And what do these things do for the country? They misuse public fund. What President Weah is doing is a complete misuse of public fund. And we have to say, oh, look, in a very sound country, in a very sane country, people do feasibility studies. People focus on the long-term economic benefit. But instead, they got focus on short-term projects that will just enrich themselves. People don't even know the amount that they are spending for this thing. These are all initiatives to put money in their own pocket. It has nothing to do with the people. One of the things that we are seeing, inequality. Inequality have doubled. The gap between the rich and the poor have doubled in this country under this president. When you look at the institutions, most of our institutions have been weakened by the Muya Sakamochi partisan kind of government. Most of our integrated institutions have something. What more do you need? Look, nobody need to tell the Liberian people what to do in October. I listened to Eugene when I was coming on, when you were talking about the harmonization and all those things. I mean, this guy is not only a corn artist, but he's running this government like a real, for the lack of a better word, BM. BM, the whole thing that is operating, the whole operation is like a mirage. The Django one thing here, but by the time the people looked at the somewhere end. Someone, I was talking to my little brother today about the housing project. These guys basically dilapidated store and go to Rwanda, see what the public housing. If you want to do it right. But if you just want to do it for a political reason and something, it's wrong. How can these guys be this heartless? And you see, look, this is the danger of putting poor people in power. Honestly, in America, when I mean poor people, people that are not even qualified, people that do not have the requisite experience, people that you just grab based on partisanship. Look, the thing about having a good president, you don't have to be partisan to enjoy in our country. If you have a leader that is good, you don't need to be partisan. Ellen Johnson said it was president of Liberia. Sedition benefited. Every Liberian somehow benefited from her government. You have a government that you got to go take blood oath, go on to something, and this guy come on TV. I don't think the president even believes some of the things that he's saying. I don't think he even believes it just coming out of his mouth, but I don't think he even believes some of the things that he said. Look, I sometimes cringe, and it's like that knife piercing in my soul when I hear this guy making mockery out of the Liberian people. For what? Is it a wrong thing to make you president? You were senator, you didn't do nothing. But one thing I know will learn come to October is that George Weah cannot make that claim anymore that I'm a change agent. Because the change for hope or hope for change or all the other things, you can't make it anymore. That's the beauty of incumbency. You cannot make that claim that you are a better leader. Because what more can you give? What more? The people from Gibraltar that made you president, you increase their poverty. Rather than making them, you say you remove 1 million people. And Samuel 12, that other guy, said, Samuel 12 need to go to jail. Because this guy, I think, he come up with all these crazy ideas and just spew nonsense on a daily basis and nothing. I mean, just give the Liberian people one thing. You pay wire fee, you pay this other fee. In my lifetime, I have never seen a Liberian parent, what a hard time, good time, bad time, that I say, oh, I would not pay. They take pride in paying the children's school fee. They take pride in paying the children wire fee. They would sell the last. People do not want handout. They want jobs. But the essence of handout is to create the dependency so that people can continue. Look, that's why I was surprised that our lawmaker keep. I don't know. They have oversight over the budget. Why they keep allowing the president to put these VIM projects in the budget and allowing it to go? Because I will not be a lawmaker and say that they say, oh, majority. Then either you guys, you should just move on the something, because you should be able to convince your colleague or expose them. And one of the things I admire about A.B. Darius Dillon, Senator Dillon, like him or hate him, at least he tried. Expose your colleagues. Let us get that 10,000 signature to remove them from in that place. Because everybody can just sit down there and just be agree with the president 100% of the time. And you say, oh, you are helpless. If you are helpless, you can't do nothing in the Senate, then remove yourself from there. Because these guys have oversight over the budget. You're talking about how can you make tuition free when you cannot even pay the teachers?
Thank you.
You know, it's so sad.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. That was.
Let me just tell the people that October. This is why they need to join the rest of the team.
Stand on all the issues in Monrovia.
Let me. I gotta go, Mr. Jeru.
Of the roads and school.
Yeah, with all the many issues, right? I gotta. I beg you. Let me say this real quick because I gotta go. I beg you, Dr. Richardson will take over, please. Okay. I really gotta go. Let me say this. Let me take this time to wish my friend, Marvin Howard, wife, a happy birthday. He still texting me. Listen, I'm wish. Still don't forget. They got like. Listen, he love his wife. All right. This is to you. The most beautiful. Who taking this thing down? My man, I gotta promote my man. My man begged me. The man said I have to promote him, so I gotta promote him. I like this one. This is to you. This is from your husband, Marvin Datu Howard. Princeton, Fred, Barney, your son. Avinan, Tennessee Howard, your daughter. Marvin D. Howard Jr., aka MJ. This is from your family, your children, your wonderful husband. Wishing you well on this beautiful, beautiful birthday. I hope while we celebrate you today, you're somewhere having a nice dinner, just you two, with a sweet, cool wine. And thank God Marvin didn't invite Fagon. He said I should do it. And Marvin, I want to say, man, you are a very charming dude. But as we just understand today that the wisdom, the beautiful daughter you have, a wonderful handsome son, all by way is because of this woman. It's because of your wife. You better, my man. But because this woman is behind you, we want to celebrate her today, and we say we appreciate you. Happy birthday to you. To our beloved sister, a wonderful sister-in-law, we celebrate you today. We say happy birthday. Enjoy it, and we believe that Marvin is treating you well. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Yes. So guys, I have to say this to Alice, my dear Dan Howard. I got to say this to you, my Alice. Happy birthday. Enjoy it, and God bless you. Right now, I say my piece. I'm happy. I'm a free man. Guys, have the
let me say
close a wonderful program. I have to run. It's raining, but I want to wish you guys well. Tomorrow we'll be having a wonderful show. Good night. God bless you all. Thank you, Dr. Richardson.
Thank you.
Dag, I wanted to say something. Look, one of the things that I've done in the last couple of years, in I used to like traveling to Europe all the time, going there. In the last couple of years, especially when COVID came, I was forced to just be around Africa. I saw something in other African countries. Look, I was made to believe that to build Cairo, it can take 10 years. That's a lie. You can actually build a 50, 60 mile road in less than a year. I saw it in other countries. Go right to Guinea, go to Senegal, go to what was this country? Not Guinea-Bissau, how they call the other country? Niger. I'm telling you, only in Liberia, The people can spend 5 years to build once that Ganta to something. Sunny College.
Fantastic.
So Sunny College that Ellen started. Every day I will
Now you finish.
In Guinea. Hey man. I said, but I thought it was just something impossible or it was some engineering thing that was going on. Those people can deliberately keep their thing and be taking snail pace in Liberia. How evil can you be? Man.
Yeah.
Only in Liberia I saw development can take that long.
Okay, Father God. Thank you. Are we going to the phone line today? I wonder, can we go to the phone line 6:30?
You think so?
Yes.
You're muted. You're muted. Okay.
Chairman Byron, are you there? We're gonna go to the phone line.
That's Stanton doing nothing to you.
Oh, I didn't know I was muted. Chairman Byron, are you there? Want to take phone calls?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, can we take phone calls from Liberians? And Fagon, what's the question again? There was a question you guys asked earlier.
The question was to find out whether the statement from President Weah was true. Is President Weah right when he says he's the best president since 1847?
Yes. Okay, good. Thank you.
Is he right?
Yes. Thank you. All right, Byron, please open the phone lines.
Well, let's take this person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
What is your name and where do you call from?
I'm taking a call from Police Academy.
Okay.
Yeah, the statement that the president made, I don't know whether he was very definite about his statement saying for 1847 he's the best president. That was the essential related to justice, yeah. If in general, he also wrong. But let me say this, you guys need to be checking on the life. There's a guy on the life, you can shut him down. That's what the black guy name for the show.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So, there's a lot of people insulting other people on the show, and then you get me insulting, stand on that.
Thank
They're
you.
not saying anything.
Thank you, my dear brother. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, welcome to Spoon Talk.
Let me say thank you very much, and let me appreciate all the panelists. I'm M. Dominic Fan Jr., coming you from Conway, Georgia, from the Broadcast Square, member of the JMBU Movement Coordinator of District 15. Let me say thanks for all of you. You have a great analysis, but let me just be honest. We set up with this government, and we have to help the Liberian people. Because as a youth, we brought the government to power. I think the government has massively failed the Liberian people, and we are prepared. There's no other alternative but to join the rescue train to see how best we can rescue this country from the hands of the devils. I don't classify the people actually to be human; they are devils. Because if we are looking at human beings suffering and you praising the devil, I don't believe President Weah today or yesterday was in Agua or Job. Because if in a way you feel so something, if you take opinion,
no, you cannot refer to the president of this country in such a manner. I mean, disagree with the man.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. Hello. Let's take this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, this is Spoon Talk.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the show. President Weah is natural justice. The President Weah Grayman said 50%. He said he's the best president of Liberia. It's not continuous from President Weah. Thank you for the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's take this person. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah, I'm getting you now.
Yes, this is Spoon Talk.
Yeah, so I'm saying this is Samuel.
Samuel.
Samuel calling from Dollar.
Okay, Sam.
I said I agree with the president because it's the first time since the budget has gone to 800 million. And he said you have budget surplus. But yesterday you have borrowed almost 2.2 billion. and we can see the tangibles of the money you borrow. If you match the 2.2 billion US dollars that you borrow, if you match with the road that you post here, it's the road is so infinitesimal. So we are saying, how can you run a country in a reverse manner, wherein the economy is going backward, the debt is increasing, upward mobility. So we are saying, under no circumstances, JNB will come to power and people go free. The money they took, the money they borrow, they are share money share. They are investing in other countries.
All right.
No money will be twisted.
Thank you.
It will be twisted by all costs.
Thank you, my dear brother. Do you agree with the president's assertion that since 1847, his government is the best government, or he's the best president? And for 07777 1075 0555 101075. This is the biggest platform in the Republic of Liberia, and I can say this with authority. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. What is your name?
Thank you. Hello.
Yes.
Thank you. My name is Sam Walker. I speak to you from Central Town.
Yes, Sam.
You see, yes, thank you. This platform is one of the listenable platforms. Thousands of Liberians have listened to this platform, but I think.
Oh, Sam, you left the line. I didn't cut you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, this is Spoon Talk.
Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm Joe Mova calling from Nikutan. Getting me?
Yes, Joe. We are listening to you.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to talk about the endorsement yesterday. The endorsement yesterday, I didn't take it into consideration because he had excess baggages that just went over there to endorse people. I think in the two persons over there, I can give credence to that Emmanuel Nukwe and Edwin Melvin Snow. But all the other people, they want Hank on CDC to compete for them because they don't want to spend money. So most of them now know that they will win. They know that they do know within the asset that they will not win. Let me say.
Okay.
So they want Hank on CDC to help them.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear brother. Let's take this person. Good evening. This is Spoon Talk. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
To whom am I speaking?
Edward calling from Congo Town.
Okay.
Yeah, you see the endorsement yesterday, it doesn't show no sense. Because those that elect you 2017, they are the same people. Only for the string faces that left our party, I join you who can consider to be endorsement. But it's zero. It's daily that they can find people that CDC getting more popularity. It's nothing. And he should not say that he the best president from 1847. If I can remember in the 80s, when we were children in Kenwan, things used to be normal. And let them be careful and mark my word. When they announce the result for JMB, how you will be really telling. Some people will wait for inauguration in the country. They will leave and go for the whatsoever country that they will travel in.
Okay.
Will bring them to justice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is Spoon Talk. Good evening.
One more call, Chairman.
All right. Okay. All right, Dada Richardson. Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead.
This is Mensa Baraya to join you from Prince Juba.
Okay.
I visit with the president when it comes to his fitness since 1847 years, the best president. We reason with that because since then, the Queen's City have tend to dump for every community he passes in, you see die, racing from community to community. So he's right. 2023, October 10 with you.
All right. So, Dada Richardson, there you have it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Let's go around and do our closing. We have enough time. It's 6:38. So by 7 o'clock, we can be out of here. So I would like to start with Fadiga. You came in last. I'm going to start last and move my way up.
Yeah, sorry, I've been on some little project cleaning house, but hopefully we'll be here by next week. We'll be here regularly. But honestly, I'm sad. I'm sad that if George Weah would be doing this to his country. It could have been anybody else, but George Weah, I mean, I'm sincerely mean it. It could have been any. Look, we could not rest. There were songs. There were people. I mean, people say the Liberian, the voters do this, do that. But honestly, man, our people have tried. They tried the pastor. He was killed. They tried the female. Oh, we know how that ended. They tried the rebel leader. It didn't go well. They tried the soccer legend, the one that looked at them, sounded at them, talked at them, came from the same place that they came. He ended up being, in fact, I haven't seen anywhere in our history where we haven't had to, in our recent political time, I think George Weah is the worst president Liberia I've ever had. This man would go down as the worst. Even he made Samuel Doe look like a king. Samuel Doe was ambitious. He was bold. He surrounded himself with the bright and the best. This guy, I don't even know the Weah doctrine. This man came like a cold, hardened criminal. They came and say, you know what? Other people did this, we'll just come and grab and go. This is how I see this government operating. And honestly, the best we can do for our country is to rescue this country and turn it over to another responsible person. Ellen, if you overshadow your entire, I can't find a word for it, your legacy. Because if this is the best thing that you can leave this country with, after 12 years of bringing the best and brightest out of the country, Ellen Johnson sadly failed Liberia. I don't think George Weah. Look, Ellen, even though I heard her saying it the other time, oh, you choose a successor wisely. Ellen, after 12 years, sending people out of the country, doing all the good things that you did in that country, only to turn this country over to a buffoon, you fail Liberia. It's going to take fire and fury to get the country back from George Weah. I don't know. We're going to this election, but it's not going to be an easy task to take this country back from these people. They have tasted blood, they have tasted money, they have tasted power. You don't get that easily from people like this.
Thank you. Thank you, Fadiga. So I'm going to go to Mr. Gibson Jerry.
Thank you very much. Fadiga, at least I can give you some credit here. From the time George Weah announced his presidency, you and Hassan have been against his presidency. You don't believe in that. So I give it to you on that one. And you've been consistent on that one there. And you need to praise me for that, for praising you for that.
Thank you for praising me. I know how we fought. I know how many years. So I was about to say thank you.
It's really, really unfortunate when the government stand up to boast about achievement and you can only name 2 items, free education and roads. I don't know what happened to health. Can we also boast about health? We cannot, because the government has abandoned health care. The government has abandoned the hospitals. People go to JFK and die right there. Recently, the Redemption Hospital was dilapidated. There was no drugs, and a nurse, for the first time I've ever seen a nurse go on social media to talk about the problem at Redemption Hospital. That means it was really, really messed up. So how can you only boast of 2 items? The government must have a multiple approach to development issues. But we build roads, we get free education. But the rest, security. What about security? People are being killed in cold blood. People are disappearing. Auditors are being killed. Auditors and their family members are in fear. People who oppose you one way or the other are in fear. The first time in our country, cabinet ministers and head of government parastatals are being nabbed for corruption right before your legs. Someone who and you eat together every day. You know, the U.S. government was magnanimous. You know, they could have named George Weah, and that would have put the whole government in disarray. People would have gone in the street, and they were going to create chaos. And that's the only reason why they didn't name George Weah. But I don't see how Magay will be involved in the kind of thing, and George Weah will not be part of it. It's very inconceivable. So again, I've already spoken on the issue of the 40 lawmakers. It's just a sham. It's a charade. I don't think it makes any impact. They try to use it as propaganda, usually for the people who do not know what these things are all about. Today, it is different. During Samuel Dotan, Ellen enjoyed themselves because everything Ellen said, there was no way to counter them. But today, Joshua come on and say, free education. Somebody will come on and say, no, you don't have free education because your schools are dilapidated, your teachers are not being paid well. There are schools who are having voluntary teachers and the government is not looking after them. When you say roads, they'll say, you don't have good roads because you built 1 or 2 inches road and you cannot boast of them because after 6 months, they are breaking apart. And in fact, some of the highways, some of the roads that lead to major cities, they are all not paid, they are all not graded, they are dilapidated. So if you say anything, people are there today in the social media setting that Samuel Doden didn't have yesterday. It's here now to counteract to all the propaganda. And I say, I really say thanks to people like Mark Zuckerberg who brought about social media like Facebook and are giving us the opportunity to come on these platforms and debunk some of these things that people are saying. And I'm glad that we are here to talk about it. We disagree at times, but we're still here and we are still speaking on the issues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pakwa.
So I don't think we should continue getting ourselves worked up by these endorsements. I think Mr. We are here. People decided to do their own endorsement thing too because the UP been doing a lot of it.
Of course.
So they wanted to get a few good factors. So they collected all the money together and said they're going endorse. So I mean, we shouldn't be too worked up about it. As I've always been saying, there are hundreds of thousands of people out there every day in this country that are going to bed hungry, that have sick relatives, or sometimes even they themselves are sick. They lack the ability to pay for health care. A colleague of mine was just telling me the other day that she had her mom in the hospital in JFK, and there was this other lady there who eventually died, unfortunately, who needed dialysis. And she was so out of money, no ability to pay for the services, that at one point they brought oxygen to give her oxygen. She told the people to take away the oxygen because her family could not pay for it. So she was begging them not to put it on her. That's the level to which people have sunk in this country. For someone to be saying that they're the best leader for 100 years. I mean, how can you even compare yourself to 100 years ago? You can't be serious to be comparing yourself. Not even 100 years, 1847. Liberia 1847 was nothing. It was dirt. There were butchers all over the place. Cinco was butch, all those places. So you say since 1847, it means you're comparing yourself to a period that was nothing. See some of the videos of Liberia in the 1940s even. Are you talking about that? You can be a serious leader when you only concern about the bare minimum. The bare minimum that you and your people use, to enrich yourselves. When you give contract for roads, you follow behind the money that on the road. You give permits for people to bring petroleum in the country, you follow behind it. If the person who bring in the petroleum is not one of your supporters, you suppress the person. You give permit for people to bring rice in the country, you follow behind it. You are rent-seeking state. I mean, you can't be serious when you're talking about you're the best for 100 years. You best at what? At what? Our educational system continues to take a nosedive. We're not competitive. Any Liberian student that lives here and goes abroad and does well is because that person individually is studious, not because the educational system in this country did any good for them. We've not made any serious progress in this country. For us to be laughing, for our leaders to be making fun and saying that they've done more, they're the best. Best in what? In having the Maserati River filled with feces and plastic waste? On having people lose their livelihood? On having people who are hungry every day? On having a country that looks dirty and poor? That what you the best at? The Liberian people have to be serious. The project of rescuing this country, of taking this country back from the thievery that has been suggested to, that process is now a short-term project. It can never be a short-term project. So I see some of my friends talking about, we see the incoming government, a transitional government. We cannot afford to have a transitional government come to power in this country. We need people who will come to power solidly for 6 years and do another solid 6 years to make sure they put the country on track. It's not a project for a short term. The problem that Liberia has is not a short-term problem. You can't give it to a short-termer. You got to give it to somebody who will transform the country. This country has lost a lot. Yes. I was asking a friend of mine the other day, how many years you think we've gained since 1980 to now, which is about 43 years span. How many of those 43 years you can really say that we've made progress in? I dare say you can't even say 10. You can say we have made progress in 10. And the worst of those 43 years is the past 5.5 years that we've lived through. To take the country from that problem that we're in, this abyss that we're in right now, to take the country out of it is not a short-term agenda. It's not a short-term plan. It's a long-term plan. You cannot approach it with a short-term mentality that we see some of our friends saying, oh, this other president will be a good transitional president. No, this is not a 6-year project. To move the country forward is not a 6-year project. That one of the major mistakes that Mrs. Salif made. She was not thinking long-term. You can't come to power and you serve 2 terms and you don't have a plan of succession. You can't do that. You got to have a clear plan of succession. The moment she was ending her first term, getting into the second one, she should have known clear cut where she wanted to take the country. But because of corruption and self-serving nature, wanting your family to always be in power and stuff like that, she messed the country up. I can't say she gave it to somebody. She created a condition for these people to win. I can't say she took it and gave it to them. There's a condition she created. And we have sunk into an abyss that we need to dig ourselves out of. We can't dig ourselves out of that abyss in 6 years' time. It has to be a long-term project. So you got to put a long-term that consider Gonglo in power in order for you to get long-term results. We have a serious problem with people. We can solve it with a short-term mentality. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Fagon?
Thank you, my esteemed colleagues, and I'd like to speak to the minds of our people tonight. I know they will wonder that, Mr. Fagon, your voice sounds very serious tonight. And I want to say to all Liberians listening to me, every day you blame the legislature as the first branch of government that have done nothing but collaborated with the president in robbing you in broad daylight. Whether it be from the mines in Nimba and the monies that Asilamita paid for Grand Bassa, Nimba, and Bong, whether it be for Golding Verulium or for MMG Go or Beer Mountain, whether it be for the Western Cluster where millions of dollars is being dug up on a daily basis, our roads are being damaged and our people left in abject poverty, while $14 million is waived to a multi-billion-dollar company. At this stage, the decision is yours. Whether it be $11 million that was given for rice subsidy in order to reduce the price of rice so that rice can be accessible in the world, so that rice can be affordable, to you, the Liberian people, for consumption. Whether it be the tax placed on petroleum products for the road funds, which under Madam Salif was 30 cents, and under this government, it's now 50 cents. The choice is yours to make. My friends, you saw Edwin Snow, Emmanuel Nukwe, Zoe Penner at an endorsement ceremony. Be not deceived, because you know why? They're not running. They already won, and they're there for 9 years. So they were only increasing the numbers like all the other people were doing so. You have to open your eyes. I don't expect 90% of those people to return to the Senate or to the House of Representatives. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Sir Joseph re-elected. He has earned my respect when it comes to working. His work ethics is good. I see Fonati Kofa. I know how hard he worked, and I know how good he is, and I know his heart. He's an educated man. They are all members of the legislature, but I know within myself that people love them, and so I know that people will vote for them. But many of the other persons who remain iffy about whether or not they're going to vote for these people. The choice is yours. President Weah came in, he met 800 million as a debt. Today, you are over $2 billion. According to President Weah, he needed $1 billion to circle the whole country with the best of roads. He came in with Ibomath and Eton. This very Al Hussein and his brother chased them all the way to Hong Kong and saw that it was fake. But the same thing they were chasing after and trying to prevent has hung us tonight. We are now in debt over $1 billion with no roads to show for it, highways, and we are in debt with no real health facility, education, agriculture. A friend by the name of Armstrong Jabba and Emmanuel, all they needed was just about $10 to $11 million to feed our whole country over a period of 2 years. The $11 million is given to the Lebanese friends and partners. What do we have to show for it today? We saw $140 million worth of drugs. My friends, it's you who went from making $150 to now you make $45. Your 3-day free calls disappear. My friend, we've seen corruption like never seen in our nation's history. I can go on and talk about the extrajudicial killings of the auditors, including your very own bodyguard who took care of you for 5.5 years. Someone had the audacity to put 3 bullets in his head. How can you kill the man that have give his life for me for 5.5 years? Melvin Early did not deserve to die. He put his life on the line for President Weah for 5.5 years, and over a little cell phone, someone put 3 bullets in his head. We can go on, but for the saving of time, we must understand that economic failure leads to abject poverty. The people of Bomi, Cape Mount, and Bapolu, I know you because you gave birth to me. I was born and I grew up in your hands. If people will give away $14 million to a multi-billion-dollar bank rolling company, and you will sit there and remain in abject poverty, the choice is yours. I have my friend in Minnesota. I will not eat dry rice. I got my friend in Maryland, or I can go to Dr. Francine House. She always got food in the basement. But think about yourself and think about your children. Think about your future. It is time to fire every single one of them. And unless I don't have a show on Monday to Friday from 3 o'clock to 5 p.m. in Liberia, I promise you, I will give you a profile of each and every one of them every day. They must go, and go they will. I respectfully submit, Dr. Francine, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, callers. Thank you, viewers. We just want to thank you for being here on Spoon and following us. I wanted to say that, the endorsement program felt like a cult to me. And it almost like we're on the brink of going to some form of dictatorship. Like, you got to like me, you got to praise me. And who knows what will happen to you if you do not do that. You remember a couple of days, well, maybe a while ago, Koji was blasting at Musa Dean and also the Minister of Transport, Wulu, for not speaking in the interest of the government, or we are government. Like, he felt like they were we are government. I'm not surprised then that we see everybody now announcing their loyalty to we are, because he did call for that. He did call for this sort of loyalty announcement. But we need to be very careful of that, because it is not good. You don't want yes sir people around you all the time, because when you have yes sir people, it shows why Liberia remains the way that it is. Again, I think Mr. Jerry was talking about how the president boasted of building roads, wise fee, and education. I mean, those things are just not sustainable. We want a system that is sustainable, that is not just good for a few, but it's good for the entire country and lasting. So when we are leaves, the next president who comes over will be able to continue the system. That's what we call systemic growth. In systemic growth, YFE you pay, and the next person can come say, I don't want to pay. That's a selection, a thought process, something that you select to do. Okay? It just doesn't make sense at all. This whole road building, I was on the road going from Ganta to Morovia. They pave half of it, then they leave a big stretch, didn't do nothing on it. Then there was no machine, nothing. I mean, it's like the people just pack up the things and they left. So when I brag about building roads, I want to see the entire road well done, marked, and everything. That's what we call building road for the amount of money that you say you spend on the road. When we talk about building road, we want to see when rainy season come, the whole place get washed up. Then all the quotas start walking up. We don't want to see that. That's not building roads. That's just covering things. So we want a sustainable government, a government that can put in system for generations to come. I want to ask you, Liberians, to stand up for Liberia. You are going to be given the opportunity to stand up for Liberia and stand down on corruption. We want a deserving Liberia, in the words of Mr. Cummings. We want a deserving Liberia for all Liberians. Mr. Cummings' plan is to have an anti-corruption court. And that court is going to combat corruption because corruption stems from greed. These people, they will take our money, they will take our resources and make money for themselves, and then leave the poor, suffering Liberians, my poor, suffering relatives in Liberia undone. So October 10, I'm asking to elect Mr. Alexander Cummings so we can have an anti-corruption in our country where he can at least stop wasteful spending. Wasteful spending is being greedy. Wasteful spending is taking the money for yourself when it's supposed to go to Liberia. And when he stops wasteful spending, he can turn the money that the people have been stealing from us and put that into things that are for the Liberian people, like healthcare. But propose rules and laws that will be sustainable, not just go say, I'm going to donate medication to this hospital. That's not sustainable at all because that's a choice thing. Or I'm going to donate YFE to a certain group of people. That is not sustainable. So I'm asking you to vote for Mr. Cummings because he wants to improve our agriculture sector. Let me tell you a little bit about the agriculture sector. When somebody said that Liberia is years behind, that's one of the places we can look for. People are not doing this slash and burn, scratch farming no more. Farming has advanced so much. And that's what Mr. Cummings wants to bring to Liberia. He wants us to study our soil. He wants us to study our rain system in the country. He wants us to study our seasons. And by so doing that, bringing experts into the country and doing that, and utilizing Liberians in the country, our people who know the soil, you will know when to plant what and what it will produce in abundance to be able to feed us. The people have different types of rice. That it doesn't take long time, like 3 months, 4 months, or whatever. It takes weeks for rice to grow anymore. The people have different type of oil palm signs. They have different type of pepper these days. They have something called miracle growth that we use here just for our garden. That is small fertilizer. Once you put it on the plant, it just grows. That is the way that we want to be a self-feeding country, not a food insecure country. So we want to use technology. We want to use the advancement in agriculture. We're not going to be using old technique. We're not going to be using some of the techniques that was proposed in our government in the past. This is the new day. So please, on October 10th, you have a choice. There will be many, many in the race. We want to vote for Mr. Alexander Cummings. That is your choice. Thank you guys so much. Well,
is it you really want to endorse Cummings?
Yeah, say what you said?
They said you really want.
I just saw that.
I can't endorse Cummings because I already made
Cummings.
Europe.
I think Madam Ure is supporting the CPP. I see her around there. So It won't be far. It won't be too surprising.
I think that endorsement coming should run away with, you must jump in the jet plane and run away. Jury's endorsement is toxic.
Yeah, after all that court business, myself, I won't run away. Well, you guys, it was a
guys,
great
thank you very much.
All right, man. We'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully, I will try to.
No comments. No comments on
Whatever.
endorsements.
Whatever.
There's a train moving. Boom, boom.
That's true.
You know the people, all the people that can call on this show that are friends, they can say JMB is coming. They think clear. Go to the last stop or where Baron place needs her. Go to Baron shop.
Buy. You just want to talk about whatever business buy.
The CEO stand tall with the spoon and your boy.
Well, the invitation is yours to join us tomorrow, same time, for another splendid edition of the program Spoon Talk. Do have a God bless day. Bye-bye. See you.